17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, mid-state lawmakers are expressing their opinions on the nation's border. This is after Governor Bill Lee visited Texas on yesterday. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse will have the latest on that story. And a Hendersonville church is vandalized on Friday, leaving some congregation members in distress. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar will have more on that in just a few minutes.
And the forecast for us here picking up right where we left off for the weekend with sunshine and 60s, but by the end of the week, big weather maker moves in. We'll track it for you in your forecast.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. It's a Monday morning, February the 5th, and on Fox 17 News, Justin McFarland. We are going to begin this morning with continuing coverage about Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, who is now showing his support for the state of Texas and their governor, Greg Abbott. Now, the governor of Tennessee was down in Texas over the weekend, making a trip to the Eagle Pass area of Texas. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joins us live outside of the state capitol downtown with more on what the governor had to say.
Good morning, Justin. Now, we've covered this for about a week now, and lawmakers at the Capitol sounding off the alarm on their concerns regarding the problems that we're seeing at the southern border. Now, Governor Lee did say that he's willing to send 2 waves of National Guard troops to help. Now, Governor Bill Lee and dozens of other governors at the border are pushing for more reinforcements to stop illegal immigration. Governor Lee says the federal government has, quote, failed the American people.
Each one of us understand the devastating effects that the border policy has had on every one of our states individually. And we're here together to collaboratively work to support Texas.
Now, there is no specific timeline for the 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops, but he promised the volunteer state is ready whenever they need. Now, President Joe Biden says legislators on Capitol Hill have come to an agreement on a bipartisan deal this weekend, but nothing has been voted on. Within the next half hour, you'll hear more from Governor Bill Lee, and we'll give you a little bit more details on this bipartisan bill. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your coded station.
All right, Peyton, thank you so much. Well, we want to know, what do you think? Do you believe that Tennessee Governor Bill Lee should send more Tennessee National Guard troops down to the southern border? As you can see, according to our poll results right now, with around 1,050 people voting, 75% say yes, 24% say no. If you want to vote for yourself, you can scan that QR code right there on your screen. Or, of course, you can go over to our X page, Twitter, Fox at Fox Nashville is how you find us, and then you can make your voice heard. In the meantime, let's check in on your forecast for your Monday.
Good morning, waking up here, and here are the big 3 notes coming out of the weekend into the brand new week. 3 things to know heading up toward the next weekend. Sunshine to start the week. High temperatures above average, and then the next weather maker going to arrive on Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Between now and Friday, do not worry about rain. Get ready for some more sunshine. We are loaded up with it here in the 7-day forecast. The one downside to that is the fact that without having rain, our drought only going to get a little bit worse before it gets better again. We did chip away at it a little bit here over the past few weeks with some rainfall, but the drought-like conditions will continue with averages, well above average when it comes to high temperatures, but below average for rainfall. No umbrellas needed, but the sunglasses, like I mentioned, that's going to be your best friend here the next few days. Here's what the drought looks like. This map looked far worse a few weeks ago, but it's by no means great. The tan colors, the oranges, and the reds are indicating areas where we have not just a drought, but a decent drought that has set in. So keep that in mind. The more south and west we get, the more rain we could really use going into the weekend. We're all clear when it comes to code red. Just have to watch out for that weather maker on Friday. Way too soon to know the exact timing of it, but we do know that it's going to move in Friday into Saturday. That's the generalization timeline here on a Monday. Taking a look, later sunsets today. 5:18 will be the sunset. 6:51 is the sunset when daylight saving time starts, and that's just March 10th. So just a little bit over a month away from that. So things turn in a good corner for us. Taking a look, 7-day forecast, 60 degrees today, 56 degrees tomorrow, 62 on Wednesday, 61 on Thursday, and temperatures stay warm heading into that upcoming weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to I-65 at Rosa Parks. This is where they were doing some overnight road work in this area. Most of it has dissipated here over the last little bit. Also, quite a few potholes still out there in that particular area. So if you are traveling, you need to know about that. Other than that, we are not dealing with any major tie-ups out there on the road this morning. Here is I-24 as you make that drive in from Rutherford County through Laverne and Smyrna. Doing pretty well out there as well. Again, no major tie-ups. If things do change, we'll be sure to let you know. Steer clear traffic, we got you covered live and local through 9 o'clock this morning. In Operation Crime and Justice, someone vandalized a Hendersonville church, and now that church is temporarily closed. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live there in front of the church to tell us exactly what she's learned.
Good morning, Justin. Well, it happened right here behind me at the Luna Lane Church of Christ. Now, there isn't much to show on the outside, but what happened was inside of those doors that you see right here behind me. And so I want you to take a look at your screen to show you some of the damage that police say happened on Friday. That included a wrecked atrium, nursery, lobby, televisions ripped off walls, a fire extinguisher, also sprayed all over the main area of worship. The fellowship hall and classrooms were flooded too.
They did take away one of our greatest privileges here, and that was the ability to worship together. And we did sprinkle out to other churches, but that's just not the same as coming together here.
Yeah, exactly. So because the vandalism happened, the elders say that this church had to close its doors yesterday on Sunday, and the goal is for them to try to reopen them by next Sunday's worship service. Now, police are also investigating the circumstances of what happened. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, coming up, we are learning more about a crash that hurt one person in Murfreesboro and actually killed another. We'll have the very latest on that. Plus, inmates at
shots and evaded authorities.
Shots fired.
Police believe he lit his parents' house on fire.
We need your help to find this suspect.
Monday at 7 on Fox 17.
4:09 is the time. We've got continuing coverage this morning with an update out of Murfreesboro. This is where two motorcycles collided with a Tesla. Happened on Saturday night. We now have learned that one of the motorcycle riders was killed in that accident. Happened on North Broad Street, very close to the Harley-Davidson dealership. It closed down the roadway with one of the motorcycles actually caught fire. The other motorcycle rider was taken to the hospital, and they are in stable condition this morning. The driver of the Tesla was not hurt. Fox 17 News is learning that 5 inmates have been stabbed in less than a month. This happened at the Trousdale Turner Correctional Facility that is out in Hartsville. Now, this is according to Core Civic, that is the private group that is running the prison. The most recent stabbing happened on Saturday, involving 2 inmates and leaving 1 person hurt. Back on January the 14th, another 2 inmates were stabbed and 2 more were knifed on January the 22nd. We're told none of these incidents were life-threatening and no staff members were hurt. Let's talk to Greg Boba, standing by with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, let's get up. Let's get moving here on a Monday morning. And maybe you're getting that cup of coffee ready to take on the brand new week. What can you expect walking out the door? 38 degrees at 7 o'clock. It'll be 40 degrees at 8 a.m. and 46 degrees your temperature at 9 o'clock. Sunrise today going to be at 6:45 this morning. Once it comes up, you will have it all day long. Hard pressed to find a cloud once we get past around 8 or 9 this morning. Beautiful sunshine today and high temperatures up near 60 degrees. There are some showers down to our south. They're trying to make their way toward us. They're just not really going to get there. This will eventually shift more to the south and the east, and all of that is moving in our direction. And when I say all that, I mean a whole lot of nothing. That means we have a lot of nice weather ahead of us. The 2 really big weather makers across the country, one is well down to our south and east, and the other off the coast of California. We've heard all about that over the weekend. We'll kind of take more of a deep dive into that in a little bit to let you know what they're still seeing and what they will continue to see for the rest of the upcoming week. We'll also track our next weather maker by the end of the week and how many days in a row it could bring rain here to Middle Tennessee.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a quick look at the traffic downtown Nashville. This is going to be I-24 at the Shelby Avenue exit down there. You can see traffic is moving along just fine. No major tie-ups this morning. We're also not dealing with any major incidents happening out there on the roads that could hold you up with construction either. We had some overnight construction up near Rosa Parks in that area, but it looks like most of that has cleared up because we're just not seeing it anymore there. We'll continue to give you more details. We'll take you out near the airport coming up in the next few minutes. Well, coming up, the United States Senate reveals their bipartisan deal. It's in hopes of securing the border. We're going to tell you what's wrapped up in that package and how much it could cost. And heavy rains continue to batter California. The floodwaters are continuing to rise.
News this morning. Look for the QR code to enter. Get the question right and you could score the daily prize of a $100 prepaid debit card and be in a drawing for the $5,000 weekly winner. For complete contest rules, go to fox17.com.
4:14 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. That's a live look there on Lower Broadway. Things are shaping up nicely there after another lively weekend, I'm sure. Traffic moving along just fine. No major weather concerns either. As a matter of fact, the weather's going to feel rather nice over the next few days. Greg Bopus will have the details on that coming up in the next few minutes. Well, Senate negotiators unveiled their bipartisan deal to secure the United States-Mexico border, potentially unlocking aid to Ukraine in its war against Russia. Now, the 370-page bill came together after months of negotiations. Those talks were led by the Senators James Lankford, as well as Chris Murphy and Kristen Sinema. Now, according to the summary released by Kristen Sinema's office, the deal does include provisions to raise standards for asylum, also to process claims a little faster down at the border. The deal will also end the practice known as catch and release. It will provide new authority to close the border when crossings reach a set threshold. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will bring that bill to the floor later this week. Well, the full bill does include funds for border as well as for Israel and Ukraine aid, the other foreign policy priorities as well. Those funds add up to, listen now, $118 billion, with around $20 billion alone going down to the border. In world news this morning, the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the United States intends to launch additional airstrikes against Iran-backed militants in the Middle East.
This was the beginning of our response. There will be more steps. Some of those steps will be seen, some may not be seen, but there will be more action taken to respond to the tragic death of the 3 brave U.S. service members.
Now, the United States launched strike deals against several targets in Iraq and Syria on Friday and continued Saturday with the Houthis there in Yemen. The campaign comes in retaliation after Iran-backed militants killed 3 U.S. service members in Jordan last month. Now, the Islamic resistance in Iraq is a coalition of Iran-linked groups. They have claimed responsibility for killing those U.S. soldiers. Iran denies directing the attack and says that the groups acted on their own. Back here in the United States, a very fierce winter storm fueled by raging atmospheric river did thrash the state of California yesterday into the early morning this hour. Now, the United States National Weather Service did issue a very rare hurricane force wind warning for the central coast of California, with possible gusts reaching up to 92 miles per hour. The storm has uprooted trees and downed power lines in San Jose, as well as the Bay Area, with over 800,000 customers left without power overnight. The biggest concern is flooding. Mandatory evacuation orders are now in effect for several coastal communities in that area of California around the Los Angeles area. The city's mayor says that all hands are on deck right now.
This is an all-hands-on-deck effort. The responders who are pre-deployed and standing by for this storm include firefighters, police officers, DWP crews, sanitation crews, and street services crews.
Now, the California Governor Gavin Newsom proclaimed a state of emergency for Southern California and 8 counties, allowing for the National Guard to mobilize if needed. So, we're not dealing with any of that here.
No.
Certainly an area that is not used to dealing with rain, not used to dealing with flooding, now facing it down. We have seen flooding conditions here in Middle Tennessee, but what they're facing out there seems to be very unique in the way that it's happening.
Very unique, and it just won't turn off either. It isn't one of those things where, like, we have a lot of events where it might happen in a day or two, and then it's just the residual. Everything, finds the low-lying areas and whatnot. Yeah.
I see you got a graphic that you're going to show us. Is the ocean fueling this? Like, how is this working?
Yeah, there's a lot of moisture that's up in the atmosphere right now that is over the Pacific, and the way that the jet stream, that kind of is like the highway in the sky where all the weather patterns follow. The way that it is set up, it is just taking all of that fuel from over the Pacific and putting it right onto the land as soon as those clouds make their way there. So here's what it looks like, and this is not good. The area in the pink, a high risk for flooding today, and they're going to be at a high risk for flooding tomorrow. Additional flooding as moisture continues to move on land from the ocean. So taking a look here, this is going to be almost the entire southwestern coast of California, Bakersfield all the way down through Los Angeles and San Diego. So we have to watch out just for any travel plans going in that direction. Hope everyone is safe down in that direction, and we'll keep our eyes on any other stories that may come from the Los Angeles area. Taking a look at the weather story, we're bringing on the sunshine. We have above average temperatures, though, for most of this week. I'm going to start tracking some late week rain for you here coming up in a few minutes with a look at your weekend forecast.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a quick look at what we're dealing with here on I-40. This is very close to the airport. As you can see, traffic moving along just fine. No big problems. However, we are dealing with issues once you get to the airport. We have counted 1 cancellation and 5 delays there at B&A between now and 8 o'clock. So if you've got a flight, chances are you're fine, but there could be a couple of delays that get in your way out there. Nothing going on with the traffic that you need to know about. We are good to go there. We'll continue to watch things for you as we're live and local through 9. Authorities down in Chile says that huge forest fires have killed at least 112 people. This is after 3 days of the expanding flames. Now, Chile's president says that record high temperatures this week and high winds are making it harder for the firefighters down there to battle this wildfire through the central part of the country. South America is currently being hit by an El Nino weather pattern, which brings droughts and rising temperatures to the region. Well, coming up in a few minutes, as Titans fans wonder about the future of Derrick Henry, we're going to hear from the man himself as he got to show off some skills at the Pro Bowl. And it was indeed.
Want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
4:23 is the time. Titans running back Derrick Henry does not have his future plans set in stone. In the meantime, the King spent part of his weekend playing in the Pro Bowl games. This is all happening just yesterday. King Henry made his 4th appearance in the Pro Bowl this weekend as the only player repping the two-tone blue this year. Henry took part in the dodgeball competition, then got back on the field yesterday for the championship game. The NFC did win in the end, but the final score of the game was 64-59. King Henry spoke with Titans reporter Jim Wyatt earlier this week regarding his future. He said that things are still up in the air.
Gotta see what happens. I've been a Tennessee Titan my whole career. I love Tennessee. That's all I've known. I love the fans, and I'm first time being a free agent, so you gotta see what happens.
Well, the Titans are waiting to see what the future holds as they approach free agency coming up here in the spring. In the meantime, Vanderbilt's men's basketball hosted Missouri on Saturday. The two faced off and they were winless. Both teams winless in the SEC. Well, that was going to have to change by the time somebody walked out of Memorial Gym on Saturday. Who would it be to snag that very first conference win? Well, let's take a look. In the first half, the Doors got their first lead of the game at 25-24. Then in the second half, Vanderbilt's Evan Taylor started really making those shots. He would finish with 9 points and 11 rebounds. The win ended an all-around effort as 4 players ended up being an all-around effort for Vanderbilt as 4 players finished in double digits. Vanderbilt collected that 68-61 win, and they are no longer winless in the SEC. They can continue to try to turn things around as they will get 10th-ranked Kentucky coming up tomorrow night at 7:30.
425, looking at your forecast, getting us through the week and then into the upcoming weekend. We'll get that little sneak peek going right now. If you need a car wash, we're good Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Rain stayed away over the weekend, and now we're going to keep that going here for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Let's talk weekend itself. This is when things get a little more interesting. Showers begin to move in on Friday. Rain chances both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures are great. We'll be warm, so when it's not raining, we will have a lot of good weather to deal with when it comes to popping outside, in and out, and missing those showers as they come in. The majority of the rain we're going to get is going to end up being Friday, very late in the day, and then potentially on Sunday. Saturday trending a little bit drier right now. You can always connect on Facebook. You can always go to our X pages, go on twitter.com, or go to Instagram. You can find us in all those areas, or you can just get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app and have that right at your fingertips as you head out the door. We have temperatures that are there too, hour by hour, and your 7-day. Just scan that QR code and you'll be set and good to go as you head out the door here on a Monday. And hopefully things are looking pretty good and steer clear traffic so far.
Just picked up one thing to tell you about. This is happening on I-40. This is very close to the Charlotte Avenue exit there in downtown Nashville on the West Loop. You can see a disabled vehicle sitting there on the shoulder of the road. Thankfully, everything seems to be okay. Give it some space as you make your way out and about in downtown Nashville. Other than that, we're good to go. We've got the very latest drive times baking in the oven right now. We're going to blow the steam off those and deliver those coming up here in our 4:30 half hour. A live look over downtown.
Perfect. But I heard every word.
Nice.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, the Hendersonville Church shocked by a break-in that left their place of worship ransacked. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar has more on this report in a few minutes.
Forecast for us here, waking up to a clear start. Temperature right near 40 degrees. How many more sunny days will stretch together before multiple days worth of rain come back to the forecast?
Steer clear traffic out there. This is a live look at I-40 near Charlotte Avenue on the West Loop. Things moving along. However, there's one car that's not having a good Monday. We're going to tell you more about that in other areas of town coming up in a few. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. It's a Monday morning here on your February the 5th. I'm Justin McFarland. Well, happening today, it's the very last day to register to vote for the 2024 presidential primaries here in the state of Tennessee. And those primaries will be taking place 30 days from right now, or about a month from right now to be exact. It's February, so it's a shorter month. Not only are Republicans and Democrats on the presidential primary that will be taking place here on the 5th of March, but some county level primary elections will be happening as well. Now you can register to vote by going to the govotn.gov website, or you can go to the GoVoteTN app on your iPhone or your Android. Also remember, early voting does run from Valentine's Day, February the 14th until February the 27th. Well, another major event happening today, and that is Governor Bill Lee will deliver his annual State of the State address. This is an address delivered to lawmakers at the General Assembly. We can expect what he's looking forward to a little bit later here for the Volunteer State, and we'll have complete coverage coming up on Fox 17 News at 5:30. Keep in mind, this is also when the governor normally releases his budget and lays out his priorities for the upcoming year. Continuing coverage as Governor Bill Lee, before delivering that State of the State, was not in Tennessee at all this weekend. He was down in Texas, showing support for Texas Governor Greg Abbott this weekend and making a trip down to Eagles Pass, Texas. That is a border town that's seeing a lot of action as of late. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse explains the political situation while the governor might be there on the ground.
Governor Bill Lee is expected to be back in Tennessee today since he's got the State of the State that's going to be held at the Capitol later this afternoon. Now, during Governor Lee's trip to Eagle Pass, he committed to bringing in 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops to help at the southern border. There's no specific timeline for that, but the governor promised the volunteer state is ready. Dozens of other governors sounding the alarm on immigration. Governor Bill Lee is calling out the White House.
This experiment in an open border policy has catastrophically failed America. And this country is in desperate need of leadership as it relates to this issue.
President Biden says that this is the toughest, fairest set of border reform policies that the nation has seen in decades. Reporting at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your code red station.
4:32, let's get a check-in on your forecast. Greg Bobus standing by with a look at the 3 things you need to know for your Monday.
Yes, starting up this brand new week. What takes us from now to the upcoming weekend? The 3 big things to know. If you take 3 things away from this and got to get moving, here you go. Sunshine to start the new week. Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Beautiful. High temperatures above average. We're talking 50s and 60s the entire week. The next weather maker arrives on Friday. That'll be our next chance for rain in the forecast across the board, and then that will linger into the upcoming weekend. We need rain. What are we watching? We're watching things continue to get drier and drier. Yeah, we are in a drought right now. We have technically been in a drought since around August of last year. And with no rain until Friday and above average high temperatures, we're going to continue in that process. No umbrellas needed for today. But when we do get that rain late in the week, it'll help make this map, hopefully make this map look a little bit better. And this is our drought monitor. The tans, the oranges, and the red shaded colorings are the areas where we have the most need for some rain. Not quite as bad through southern Kentucky and our northeasternmost counties, but for the most part, every one of us could use a few little batches of some rain that move in. Steady, light to moderate rain. That's what we want. Taking a look, none of that today. Beautiful look at our skyline here. A couple of clouds out there for now. Those will break up throughout the morning, and then the sunshine does take over. Where are we at with temperature? Very warm. Don't usually show a lot of current temperature maps in the morning, but when they're this warm, we're talking 44 right now in Nashville. You know you have a good day in store. Back up near 60 later on this afternoon.
Steer clear traffic out there this morning. I want to show you the latest thing going on out there, and that is a disabled vehicle there on I-40, very close to Charlotte Avenue, over on the West Loop. Things are fine. Unsure if anyone's even in the car, but we do know that things like this can cause a problem, especially if people start getting out and about and moving around the vehicle. Haven't seen that so far. We're doing okay. They're on that West Loop. Let's take a look at the overall drive times. Here we are. Mount Juliet at 27 minutes, Murfreesboro at 50 minutes, Franklin at 26 minutes coming in from the Williamson County area. A Hendersonville church was vandalized, and now the church is trying to pick up the pieces. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar shows us exactly where this whole thing happened. Karen, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Justin. Well, it happened here at the Luna Lane Church of Christ, and reports say on Friday, a deacon's wife coming to discovered this front. Although at this moment, this early hour, we can't see any damage on the outside of the church. Inside tells a different story. Take a look at the video on your broken glass. Areas also were flooded, like the kitchen, sprayed ketchup and writing on the walls, to name a few things. Mark Brown, a church elder, gives us his reaction. Take a listen.
Obviously, they surprised us and shocked us. And we were just saddened that anyone would do such a thing. And we're hoping that they get the help that they need.
It's the overall message and sentiment of the church: forgiveness. Now, they weren't able to host Sunday service yesterday because of the vandalism, and they're hoping to be able to get things figured out with insurance, so that they're able to open their doors to worshipers for their next service. Now, police at this moment say that the person who is responsible for the vandalism hasn't been caught yet. They're on the lookout. So with anyone with any information, they're asked to contact the Henderson police. Reporting in Hendersonville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
So if you want to get stories like this happening in your local community, including places like Hendersonville, you can sign up for our daily newsletter. You can get that delivered right to your inbox. You can find it over on our website at fox17.com. Well, coming up, unfortunate news ahead of the Super Bowl for Patrick Mahomes Jr. This is after the quarterback's father is arrested down in Texas. We're going to have more on why. And the major DNA testing company that is now in hot water with a major stock.
If you don't care about being canceled, you can't be canceled.
Is it a mental illness episode? Or is that just an excuse?
Tonight at 8 on Fox 17.
4:39 is the time, and the father of the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was arrested in Tyler, Texas on Saturday for suspicion of driving under the influence. Now, Patrick Mahomes Sr. was initially held on $10,000 bond and then was released yesterday. Mahomes Sr. is a former Major League Baseball pitcher. He played between 1992 and 2003. Court records shows that he's been arrested 11 times since 2009. 5 of those arrests involved driving while intoxicated. Mahomes Sr. said last week that he plans to travel to Las Vegas to see his son compete in Super Bowl 58. That game takes place this coming Sunday between the Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. 23andMe is at risk of being removed from the NASDAQ. The DNA testing company says that funds have dried up with a value of around 96% since its peak price of nearly $18 back in February of 2021. Shares of 23andMe are now priced at around 70 cents. Yeah, that's just 70 cents, period. 2 quarters and 2 dimes. That's it for a share of 23andMe. The NASDAQ requires a company to maintain a price above $1. That means 23andMe has about 3 months to bring their price up above $1. If not, they could be removed from the NASDAQ. The company launched back in 2006, but is yet to turn a profit, and 23andMe could run out of money as early as next year. Well, let's get to Greg Bobe as he's standing by to get your forecast set for the week.
Yeah, let's get moving here. 441 and taking a look here. Sunshine, the big name of the game. Grabbing the sunglasses each and every morning this week. No umbrellas necessary until Friday. That's our next chance for some rain in the forecast. What does it mean? You're getting a little bite to eat later on this afternoon. It's a good day to maybe walk to go get your lunch. Maybe you packed your lunch and can find a picnic table outside to eat. Good day for it. 54 degrees at 11 o'clock, 58 degrees at noon, and 61 will be your temperature going into 1 o'clock. Sunshine as far as the eye can see, quite literally. You're barely going to find a cloud anywhere out there here for us this afternoon. Coming up in the full forecast, though, in a few minutes, we've got to talk about the weekend, the next weather maker, and also the drought conditions we're in and how we can try to ease our way out of this. So a lot coming your way in just a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look at what we're dealing with here on I-24. This is near Hickory Hollow Parkway, very close to the Tanger outlets out there. We're doing fine. No big problems in either direction out there so far this morning. That is fantastic news as you're getting out and about. If something major did happen, we'd be sure to let you know. This is 40 near the Charlotte Avenue exit in the West Loop in downtown. Things are also moving along pretty well over there. No big holdups so far this morning. We got you covered with Steer Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9. Well, coming up, it was a record-breaking night at the Grammys. Taylor Swift made history. She does it all the time. And she also revealed a brand new album date, which is driving fans pretty wild. We'll have more on that in a few minutes. Plus, the IRS says many Americans do not
investigates. We know we have a youth mental health crisis in this country, and we know that social media is fueling it.
Social media addiction.
Monday on Fox 17 News at 9.
4:44 is the time. Taylor Swift has done it again. She won her 4th Album of the Year award, and that has set a brand new record. Now, Swift has also won a Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album for Midnights. And when she accepted her award, Taylor Swift had an announcement for her fans that she says she's been keeping a secret from them for about 2 years. Taylor Swift is coming out with a brand new album. with original music. You know, she re-recorded a lot of songs before. But now this is a brand new album with brand new music. It will be called The Tortured Poets Department. It's set for release coming up here on April the 19th. This will be Taylor Swift's 11th album. Well, college-bound students taking their SATs will no longer have to sharpen those pencils and flip open a book in a strange room somewhere. Starting next month, the board's exam is going digital. And that's not the only thing that's different about the testing. The testing has been cut down from 3 hours to 2. And students can choose between a laptop and a tablet to take the test. Also, the College Board says there's a brand new version that has adaptive questions that will change depending on how the student performs as the test progresses. Say what? Okay, that's a brand new world for the SAT, going digital here. I got questions about that. All right, besides being the season of love because of Valentine's Day that's coming up, Valentine's or February also marks American Heart Month. Fox News' Chris Dimino takes a closer look at the strategies to make sure that your heart is in top shape as you go into February.
February marks American Heart Month, a time to focus on improving cardiovascular health and raise awareness about cardiac arrest and heart attacks. According to the CDC, heart disease is a leading cause of death for men and women in the U.S., and someone has a heart attack every 40 seconds. Besides not smoking, the CDC recommends eating a healthy diet low in salt and trans and saturated fats. Proper physical activity can also help you maintain good levels of blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol, which can prevent heart disease.
The general recommendations from the CDC are to aim for obtaining 150 to 300 minutes of physical activity at a moderate intensity per week.
But when it comes to exercising, is it better to walk or run? Cassandra Ledman of Purdue University says both offer health benefits.
Decrease stress, significantly reduce anxiety, depression.
But what's important is that people do them consistently.
What's been proven is that all-cause mortality and numerous other disease risks will be substantially reduced if an individual is consistently participating in an exercise over time.
In the end, Ledman says,
the efficiency of running cannot be ignored. Say a 175-pound individual that went and ran at about 6 miles per hour for 30 minutes would expend about 420 calories. But if they were to walk for 30 minutes at about 3.5 miles per hour, they would expend about 140 to 150 calories.
Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
4:48 is the time. The IRS has a friendly reminder for some taxpayers about a big tax credit that they may be overlooking. The IRS says 1 in 5 eligible taxpayers are not taking advantage of the earned income tax credit. For the 2022 tax year, taxpayers who qualify received an average of $2,541. Now, the tax agency says when claimed, it could provide families with 3 or more children with a tax credit of up to $7,000 for $7,430 to be exact. Taxpayers between 25 and 64 who do not have a qualifying child can still get up to $600 if they take a look at that particular credit. All right, 4:49, let's talk to Greg Belbis. He's got to look at your forecast here. As a lot of folks are trying to figure out what is the rest of this week is going to look like, Greg. And it's February, so that means we can get a mixed bag of some of everything. You never know.
You never do know. It's kind of spin the wheel, and what are we going to get when it comes to February? This time around, though, this could not be a nicer looking week. Tons of sunshine. That's starting today, going to last all the way through Wednesday into Thursday. And then our late week rainmaker will move in on Friday into Saturday and Sunday. But above average temperatures across the board. I see no rain. I should say I see no freezing rain, and I see no snow in our near future or even in the long-term forecast when we go out into next week and the week after. So the more days we can put together that we don't bring in winter weather, the closer we get to that official slide into spring where we get rid of the cold. winter weather when it comes to snow and ice. Taking a look, what are we tracking? That rain late in the week. There's not an official timeline on it yet, hour by hour, but I will tell you right now, second half of Friday begins to look most opportune to start some rain, and then it will linger on and off through Saturday and Sunday. Not the case today. Easy, smooth sailing start to the weather for us here. Right side of your screen, even during commercial breaks, current temperatures around there for you. They're in the upper 30s and low 40s. Very warm here. Now, most of us, though, believe it or not, are a little bit cooler than yesterday morning. But if you weren't up at 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday on your Sunday, you'd have no idea. But right now we are starting off with just a little bit warmer in the plateau. Everyone else is a good 5 to 10 degrees cooler because the clouds are decreasing on us, allowing us to get a little touch of extra cooler air. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll look ahead to that upcoming weekend and try to pinpoint the most likely dry hours for Saturday and Sunday.
Stay clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to I-40 at Charlotte. This is where we've been watching a disabled car over the last few moments there on the shoulder of the road, not causing big delays, but just something to be aware of there as you approach that West Loop. We're doing okay. Otherwise, this is going to be I-24 and I-440, making that drive there on the south and east part of town. We're also doing just fine out there. No big problems so far, but things can and will change. We got you covered. Steer clear traffic live and local with you through 9 o'clock this morning. We're looking ahead to tonight on Fox 17 News at 9. This is Gary Sutton back here behind me. He was sitting on Tennessee's death row waiting for his execution date. But after 32 years after the crime took place, some say there are serious questions about his guilt. 2 witnesses say their testimony was twisted or omitted altogether. Also under scrutiny is a key piece of evidence used to put Sutton away.
I just want to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it.
Well, is the wrong man behind bars? You can decide for yourself. Coming up tonight on Fox 17 News at 9. Well, coming up, a fishing expert is setting out to catch a shark. He got a big one, too. Good grief. We're going to tell you the long fight to reel in this big fish. And the state of Connecticut is planning to lift a big...
Have you ever heard of the Kama Sutra? The Indian sex book.
I guess.
You're welcome.
The Big Bang Theory.
Watch The Big Bang Theory weeknights at 6 and 6:30 on Fox 17.
4:54 is the time. That's a live look there across downtown Nashville. You see that? That's a cement truck making the turn there onto, I believe that's 4th Avenue there, as they're busy building things. That's kind of all they do these days in downtown Nashville is build things. It's under a constant state of construction. Something always is. Traffic moving along okay. The weather is cooperating as well for the cement workers. If you're going to pour cement this morning, it's a good morning for that. Greg Bobus has got the very latest on your forecast coming up in a few. How would I know what a good morning to pour cement is? I've done stories and stuff. I've talked to the people. I know. This is a good morning. A big catch and release of a shark happening as fishing experts reeled in around a 1,200-pound and 12-foot-long great white shark. 1,200 pounds. Oh. Blaine Kinney and his partner, take a look at this, went on a fishing tour group. This is in Pensacola. Whew. All right, the team set sail in the eastern part of Pensacola to catch the biggest sharks possible, where they used big bait like a swordfish head and the head of a yellowfin tuna. They caught the monster, they say. It's a monster shark. It took about an hour to reel it in. Kinney eventually pulled the massive shark onto shore. It was later released back into the water once Kinney removed the hook. 1,200 pounds and 12 feet long. I'm out of words, Greg. Just out of words.
A lot of words and not enough time to put them all together, to string together what we just talked about there. I can put a couple words together and give them to you here for your weekend planner. 64 degrees on Saturday, 60 on Sunday. Both days come with the chance for some rain. It's going to be a very unique weekend because of how future track is settling in. This is still very early, so there are going to be changes to this by the end of the week. But if it were to hold together, at least we know the time frame is going to be Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Here's 3 a.m. going into Friday. So Friday morning into the afternoon, some scattered rain showers. Then we get a little break. Then Saturday morning, relatively dry. But the evening hours of Saturday, think late afternoon toward the evening, the chance for more rain settles in. This is Saturday overnight into Sunday morning. And then we'll see a little more rain that continues to track through. Warm temperatures, like you just saw, 60s across the board. So we're not worried about any cold snaps here. It's just going to be some rain on and off for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll keep our eyes glued to that throughout the week and let you know of any changes in the track and how much rain we could put down before it gets here.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40. This is at Charlotte over on the west side of town, the West Loop to be exact. This is where we got one car sitting over there. That car disabled. Other than that, we're good to go out there on the roads as far as we know out there this morning. If something does pop up with steer clear traffic, of course we got you covered. We're here with you live and local through 9 o'clock this morning. Well, you can score big with the big game trivia. So grab your phone and scan that QR code right there on your screen for your chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. You can register to play the big game trivia contest. If you got a little football knowledge, you can win a $100 prepaid Visa gift card, or you can get a chance to win the $5,000 weekly grand prize. Good luck to everyone playing out there with the big game trivia contest. There is a new plan by one state that would wipe out medical debt that causes extreme hardship in some cases. The state of Connecticut wants to eliminate medical debt starting in June. This is for all eligible residents burdened by massive medical debt. The new plan would allow families with income of up to 400% above the poverty line, or those who are in debt with 5% of their annual income. They would cause that debt to be forgiven. Now, the state wants to use money from the American Rescue Plan Act to remove around $1 billion in medical debt. Connecticut's governor says removing the debt would actually pump millions of dollars back into communities as a stimulus. An unexpected rescue operation in the port of Houston, and it saved some pretty precious cargo. The Coast Guard workers were inspecting shipping containers on Wednesday when they heard a lot of scratching and barking. What they found is around 25 feet off the ground in a sealed container of junk cars was a dog. This was a female dog named Connie. This is what she looked like after she was found. She'd been trapped there for more than a week without food and water, but her rescuers say that she appeared to be in good shape. Connie is now in the Animal Rescue Organization, and she is up for adoption. Again, that is down in Houston. Thank goodness they were able to find her. Unknown exactly how she got in there to begin with. Our 5 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Monday morning, Governor Bill Lee's weekend border visit has mid-state lawmakers sharing their vision for the ongoing immigration crisis. Our Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live at the Capitol with more.
Vandalism at this place of worship in Hendersonville causes its Sunday service to be canceled. Coming up, I'll have more details on that.
The forecast for us here, starting up with some sunshine, but by the end of the week, we do have a weather maker that moves in multiple days worth of rain when it arrives in your forecast.
And we do want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here bright and early on a Monday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's kick off your Monday morning with the top few stories you'll want to know about before you head out the door. We begin with the negotiations overnight among bipartisan members of Congress to try to secure the U.S.-Mexico border. There is a proposal now that includes money for the border, but also money for Israel and Ukraine, and a whole lot more. We're looking at $118 billion with $20 billion going to the border. So where's the rest, nearly $100 billion more going? Well, that's what we're going to be working to find out throughout the course of the day. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's going to bring it to the floor this week.
We're also talking about the Grammy Awards, who recognized top-tier musicians last night. Those winners include Taylor Swift, making history with her 4th album of the year, I should say. Lainey Wilson was also awarded Best Country Album. Notable performances included a duet between Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs. Joni Mitchell also sang at the Grammys for the very first time at the age of 80.
And a lot of good news here this Monday morning, especially if you are looking to incur debt this year, perhaps in the form of buying a home. The chairman of the Federal Reserve said in an interview overnight that the Reserve is on a path to cut interest rates 3 times this year. Jerome Powell also saying the economy looks healthy and that there is no sign of a recession in the near future, adding the rate cuts will not happen in March, but we could be looking at perhaps a few months after that.
At 5:02, we have continuing coverage. We talked about Governor Bill Lee showing his support for Texas. Well, Governor Greg Abbott over the weekend also, between the two of them, making a trip to Eagle Pass, Texas.
And Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse joining us live right now outside of our state capitol with more on our governor's visit. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So we've been covering this issue for the past week now, and lawmakers working out of the Capitol, they're sounding the alarms and they're voicing their concerns regarding issues at the southernmost border. Now, Governor Bill Lee did say that he's ready to send 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops if and when Texas may need it. Now, Governor Bill Lee and dozens of other governors at the border were pushing for reinforcements to stop illegal immigration. Governor Lee says the federal government has, quote, failed the American people.
Each one of us understand the devastating effects that the border policy has had on every one of our states individually. And we're here together to collaboratively work to support Texas.
Now, there is no specific timeline for the 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops, but the governor promised the volunteer state, again, is ready. And President Joe Biden says legislators on Capitol Hill have come to an agreement on a bipartisan deal this weekend, but nothing has been voted on it. And in the next half hour, we'll give you a little bit more on what Governor Bill Lee had to say over the weekend in Texas, and also a little bit more on what this bipartisan deal is and what exactly it means. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Crowded Station.
5:04 your time waking up on a Monday, and here's what you have to know, the big 3 weather things to get you out the door, to get us between now and the upcoming weekend. Sunshine to start the new week. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, sun, and more sun. High temperatures above average will be up near 60 degrees today, and then hover in the 50s and 60s for the rest of this week and the upcoming weekend. The next weather maker arrives on Friday in the form of rain. That's good. We're going to keep it all liquid here this time around, but it will also continue into parts of Saturday and also parts of Sunday. So this weekend, not going to be as dry as this past one was that we just wrapped up. What are we watching, though? Well, we're watching nothing coming from the sky, which is a problem. We're still in a drought. It has gotten a little bit better over the last month, but we need steady rounds of rain. No rain until Friday, so the drought will continue. No umbrellas necessary. Grab the sunglasses. We'll take a little sneak peek at what the weekend is beginning to look like here. Broad strokes. We'll have to kind of fine tune throughout the week, and we'll give you your 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
Greg, thank you. Steer clear traffic time right now. Good news, really no big problems to get in your way if you have to get out the door early this morning. It's 5:05 and just a car with the flashers on. This is I-40 by Charlotte Avenue, so this is over on the west side of town. Not causing a big impact because we just don't have enough traffic yet. Heads up, you might find a couple of spots this morning where you see leftover construction cones from the weekend, but all in all, really a good start to the morning traffic-wise.
Now to Operation Crime and Justice. Someone vandalizing a Hendersonville church, and now they have to unfortunately temporarily close.
All right, let's check out what happened with Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar live in front of this church in Hendersonville.
Well, it happened at the Luna Lane Church of Christ, the vandalism forcing the church to cancel its Sunday worship, causing frustration for the church and its members that expected to walk through those doors yesterday. Now, if you take a look at the building, you can't see any damage, but on the inside tells a different story. Take a look at your screen. Damage included a wrecked atrium, nursery, lobby, televisions ripped off walls. A fire extinguisher also sprayed all over the main area of worship. The fellowship hall and classrooms were flooded too, and there were writings on the wall. Nick Raphael, the preacher of Luna Lane, tells us the repercussions of the vandalism. Take a listen.
They did take away one of our greatest privileges here, and that was the ability to worship together. And we did sprinkle out to other churches, but that's just not the same as coming together here.
Elders are hoping that they're able to repair the church in time to be able to, for people to make it to one of these services that you see right here. In the meantime, police are still investigating the circumstances surrounding this incident. Reporting live in Hendersonville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Fox 17 News learning more about a crash that caused a motorcycle fire and the death of a person in Murfreesboro. We'll get you up away.
We've been breathing this.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
We're back with continuing coverage. Also have an update out of Murfreesboro. That's where two motorcycles crashed into a Tesla. It happened on Saturday night, and now we have learned that one of the motorcycle riders died.
This all happened on North Broad Street, right near the Harley-Davidson dealership, closing down the road with one of the motorcycles catching fire. The other motorcycle rider, we understand, is in stable condition, and the driver of the Tesla was not hurt. Fox 17 News is learning that 5 inmates have been stabbed in less than a month at the Trousdale Turner Correctional Facility in Hartsville. And just for a little bit of perspective, this is about 45 minutes or so north and east of Nashville.
And this information is according to Core Civic. It's a private group running the prison. The most recent stabbing, we understand, happened on Saturday involving 2 inmates and left 1 person hurt. Back on January 14th, another 2 inmates were stabbed. 2 more were knifed in January 22nd. Now we're told none of these incidents were life-threatening and no staff members were injured. If you'd like to read more about these incidents, though, go to fox17.com and search 5 prison stabbings. We have all the updates.
Closing in on 5:11 here this morning, and I mentioned that the weekend is when we have our best chance to see some rain moving in. Here's how we're going to look at future track. We're going to look at the potential timing. Can't tell you totals yet. We're still 4 or 5 days away, and this timing is going to shift a little bit. But this is a good generalization of when the rain is going to return. None of it Monday through Thursday. That's totally fine. We'll stop this year going Thursday night into Friday morning, 3 a.m. Now, exactly 3 a.m.? No, but overnight, Thursday night into Friday, we begin to get active. And then a few showers will linger throughout the morning hours and into the afternoon. We'll turn them off for the evening, but then look what happens going into Saturday. Another batch of rain moves in throughout the morning and toward the afternoon. Saturday looking to be fairly rainy, and same with Sunday. Not a washout, but definitely rain that comes in waves. Overnight, Saturday night into Sunday, you'll see another batch of rain that moves in, and this time around, you're going to wake up to some rain on the radar Sunday morning. That's how things are shaking out when it comes to rainfall potential. Know that it will be on and off starting late Thursday night all the way through your Sunday.
Greg, thank you so much. 5:11 is the time, and we do want to check in. Normally we see sleeping trucks in this area, but we're not seeing that issue at all. This is I-40 at White Bridge Road where, look, it's green light. No issues at hand. Good news for y'all if you're heading out to this area. Again, live look at I-40 at White Bridge Road. We'll have more traffic updates, though, on Fox 17 News until 9 a.m.
We mentioned just a moment ago, and we're going to dive deeper in a few minutes as the U.S. Senate reveals their bipartisan deal with hopes of securing the border. We'll tell you what's wrapped up in that package, all those little details, and that big price tag.
And we had sunshine this weekend, but over in California, heavy rains are battering their areas.
And bring it home! This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News This Morning. A live look from Metro Center, dark and early. Off in the distance, you can't really see it, but there's the Titans practice facility. That is St. Thomas Sports Park, where we've had a lot of changes in the offseason for the Two-Tone Blue. New coach, new staff members. Nothing new yet on Derrick Henry or Ryan Tannehill. TBD. We did see Derrick Henry in the Pro Bowl activities this weekend, though.
Yeah.
We'll be talking a little bit more about that as the morning continues.
Right now, though, making headlines, Senate negotiators unveiling their bipartisan deal to secure the U.S.-Mexico border, potentially unlocking aid to Ukraine, though, in its war against Russia.
Right, so a lot of the details in this package. It is 370 pages long. It has come together now after months of negotiations. All of the talks led by Senator James Lankford, Chris Murphy, and Kyrsten Sinema. Now, according to a summary released by Kyrsten Sinema's office, this deal includes provisions to raise the standards for people seeking asylum and to process immigration claims faster. The deal would also end the practice known as catch and release, and also provide a new authority to close the border when crossings reach a certain threshold. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's going to bring it to the floor this week.
Also, the full bill does include funds for the border, Israel and Ukrainian aid, and other foreign policy priorities. Those funds add up to about $118 billion, with about $20 billion going to our borders.
More headlines here on your Monday morning. We go to Chile, where a huge forest fire has now killed 112 people after 3 days of this thing growing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have in-laws there, so we're sending prayers that way. Chile's president said record high temperatures and high winds are making it really tough for firefighters to battle these wildfires throughout central Chile. Take a look at this video. I mean, it's intense. South America is currently being hit by the El Nino weather pattern, which brought droughts and those rising temperatures.
Speaking of intense situations, we go west now, where a fierce storm fueled by an atmospheric river has been thrashing California over the last 24 hours or so. The National Weather Service issuing a rare hurricane force wind warning for the central California coast, with gusts of up to 92 miles per hour. As you can see in this video, the storm has uprooted trees and brought down power lines. This video coming specifically from San Jose in the Bay Area. We understand this morning more than 800,000 customers are without power, but the biggest concern is flooding. Mandatory evacuation orders are in effect for several coastal communities. In Los Angeles, the city's mayor says it's all hands on deck.
This is an all hands on deck effort. The responders who are pre-deployed and standing by for this storm include firefighters, police officers, DWP crews, sanitation crews, and street services crews.
Governor Gavin Newsom proclaiming a state of emergency in Southern California for 8 counties. That does allow for the California National Guard to go ahead and mobilize, get in there in all the areas where it is necessary. And if you are, of course, traveling to this area, I was trying to go on our website to see if the flight status to the certain parts of California are being impacted. And it does seem that is the case.
Yeah, a couple of cancellations over at Nashville this morning. Definitely check ahead if you have to go west.
Weather-wise, though, we had a fantastic weekend across Middle Tennessee. Saturday, I just couldn't believe it.
I mean, it couldn't have gotten much better. It really couldn't have been. We had the sun. It was beautiful all day long. We had 60s. We didn't have a lot of humidity to deal with. It was really good, and it's going to be great again today. I do want to talk about out west real quick, though, and what exactly is happening today. So this is an ongoing story. Everywhere in pink, which includes LA, is at a high risk for flooding today and also tomorrow. We get a lot of moisture in a very narrow band that settles up over a place here, and it just continues to rain and to rain. So we have to keep watching down toward the south and the west of California just to make sure we see what's happening when it comes to our travel and also just their quality of life. Taking a look here back home, we're bringing on the sunshine. No problems here. Above average temperatures will be in the 50s and 60s all week long. Late week rainfall, we talked about it a few moments ago, and we'll keep talking about it every 10 minutes. We'll keep looking at future track, but just know Thursday night into Friday, rain begins to move into the area. Then we'll have waves on and off all of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not raining every hour is the key to that. We'll get batches of it that do move in. In the meantime, we're drier. We're all clear for code red. Not worried about any significant weather that's going to slow us down or cause us any heartaches here. Taking a look, 60 degrees today, 56 tomorrow, and then low 60s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before that rain does make its way here for the weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there. We have just picked up a brand new crash. This is one that's happening over at Briley Parkway, just east of Whites Creek Pike there on the north and west side. You can see that car pulled over to the shoulder of the road. Emergency crews are not yet there, but when they get there, they're going to be shutting down at least one lane. So heads up if you're making your way over to the west side of town and you use Briley Parkway. This could crowd up here before it's all said and done. I believe you see some people out there moving around, even though things are very, very dark. Here's a look at a disabled vehicle. This is I-40 at Charlotte. No help for them there, even though this has been sitting there over an hour now. So hopefully crews can get out there and help them before the morning is over. Other than that, we're good to go. We'll continue to watch things. We're just getting started.
Justin, thank you. In world news right now, we want to let you know that National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says the U.S. does intend to launch additional airstrikes against Iran-backed militias over in the Middle East. Listen.
This was the beginning of our response. There will be more steps. Some of those steps will be seen, some may not be seen, but there will be more action taken to respond to the tragic death of the 3 brave U.S. service members.
Now, in case you missed it, the U.S. did launch strikes against several targets in Iraq over the weekend, also in Syria, and then continued through the weekend in Yemen. This campaign comes in retaliation after Iran-backed militias killed 3 of our U.S. service members in Jordan last month. The Islamic Resistance in Iraq, which is a coalition of Iran-linked groups, claims responsibility for our U.S. soldier deaths, but Iran denies directing that attack and says the groups acted on their own.
Some Nashville council.
The biscuit with sausage and egg, gravy, or country fried steak. Any two, just $5. Enjoy heart-shaped biscuits now through Valentine's Day.
5:24 is the time. Some members of the Metro Council are forming a brand new committee in hopes of gaining support for a brand new Metro Animal Control facility. Now, the Metro Pet Grouping Committee met for the very first time last week. One of their goals is to gain support for a brand new Metro Animal Control facility. For years, the Metro Council and citizens have complained about the lack of staff members and also a very small facility that's currently located in South Nashville.
The work hasn't stopped. I know it's been a while since you've heard from council since the last ordinance went through, but we've been working behind the scenes. And I will say one of our pushes was to have funding towards this new facility. So I think we're being successful right now. We're actually seeing the fruits of our labor.
Now, at this point, it's unknown exactly how much a new facility would cost. The Metro Council will be voting on a brand new budget coming up in June.
5:25 Monday morning here, waking up. Temperatures right side of your screen are in the 30s and low 40s. So a warm start. Maybe you're getting the cup of coffee going and getting that new work week, new mentality start here. 38 degrees at 7 o'clock, 40 degrees at 8 a.m., 46 at 9. Temperatures climb pretty quickly today thanks to how much sun we're going to have. A little breezy at times. You will notice a little kick up in the wind periodically over the next 2 to 3 days. Rising sun at 6:45, setting sun at 5:17 later on this evening. We continue to expand our daylight, and we'll take a look at how much more we'll have between now and the beginning of daylight saving time in about a month from now. We'll do that in about 10 minutes. Taking a look here at the car wash. Yes, yes, and yes. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all 3 days looking really good to go. 7-day forecast, you can kind of draw a line right here. If we could just take this and copy and paste it over here, it'd be a perfect forecast. Unfortunately, there is rain that does move in. 60 degrees today, goes to 56 tomorrow, and then we will be in the low to middle 60s Wednesday all the way through Saturday. Rain will be sporadic, but it's sometimes light to moderate Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Until then, you can leave the umbrella at home.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 5:26. Quick look here at Briley Parkway, very close to Whites Creek Pike. All right, Metro Police have just arrived there on the scene where we do have a 2-car crash, we're told, and police are going to be just taking some information. Doesn't look all that serious. Then again, it is dark, so I'm unsure exactly how bad the damage is. Metro Police will assess it, though, and then get it out of the way as soon as they can. You notice all the traffic moving over here, so maybe a small delay on Briley as you make your way to the west side of town. Still watching for any assistance here on I-40, very close to Charlotte Avenue on the west side of the loop. Things looking just fine out there so far, other than this disabled vehicle that's been down there for about an hour. So we'll see how much longer before help arrives for them.
Governor Bill Lee makes a trip down to Texas over the weekend. What he has to say about the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border coming up next.
Stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Waking up here, taking a look on a Monday morning. Quiet on Lower Broadway for now. We'll work you through your week and find the next weather maker. 3 days worth of rain coming your way in a few minutes.
New accident on I-24 and I-40 at the Silman Evans Bridge in downtown. We've got a crash that we understand may involve a car that may have flipped over in a way. We're going to get a better look down here coming up in the next few minutes.
We do want to start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Monday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. And you heard Greg mention just a moment ago, 3 days worth of rain. When is that going to arrive? Let's check in with Greg right now to find out.
Let's do it. Let's take a look here at what's moving on our way. The 3 big things to know weather-wise when it comes to the entire forecast. And sunshine to start off this brand new week. That's today, tomorrow, and the day after. The next weather maker arrives on Friday. High temperatures are above average every single day getting into and out of the upcoming weekend. That rain chance Friday into Saturday is not going to be an all-day rain event, but definitely going to have to work through a couple of showers each and every day. We could use the rain, though. We're very dry. We're all clear for code red, but our drought keeps getting worse and worse. We put little dents in it, and then we get these week-long stretches of no real significant weather, and it creeps right back in. So we'll talk a lot about that coming up in the next check of the forecast. We'll look at future track and timeout, a rough estimate of the timelines of the rain for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That always gets more locked down a little bit closer to a rain event, but there you are, upper 50s and low 60s the entire week. Even nighttime temperatures getting a little bit better. We'll have 2 chilly nights, with temperatures that drop down to right around 33 degrees tonight and tomorrow night. And then the night times do go back into the 40s and 50s, comfortably warm to end the week.
Steer clear traffic. Want to tell you about the latest accident we've just picked up a short time ago. This one's happening on I-24 and I-40. This is on the South Loop. The information that we have is one of the cars involved on this crash may have actually flipped over. We can't see it here from this particular camera, but we do see a lot of emergency crews out and about walking around. An ambulance just left the scene a short time ago, along with another fire truck. One fire truck does remain. Justin, where is this exactly? Okay, let's show it to you here. On the South Loop, you can make your way in from the west side of downtown. This is going to be I-40 near Broadway and Charlotte. As you make that drive towards the South Loop, this is 65 going south towards Wedgwood. As you make that drive around near 2nd and 4th Avenue, that's where this crash is, slightly holding things up. We'll tell you the best ways to steer clear if you need to, coming up in a few minutes.
Justin, thank you very much. On the heels of learning more illegal immigrants are coming to Middle Tennessee from the southern border, Governor Bill Lee goes to the border himself.
Now we're getting some updates about what that visit entailed. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live from the Capitol to share more. Good morning, Peyton.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So Governor Bill Lee is expected to be back in Tennessee today since there's the State of the State that he's holding at the Capitol. And he also promised or told the governor of Texas that he's willing to send in 2 waves of Tennessee Guard troops to help. Now, during Governor Lee's trip to Eagle Pass, again, he committed to bringing in 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops to help at the southern border. There's no specific timeline for that, but he promised and said that the volunteer state is ready whenever they need. Dozens of other governors sounding the alarm on immigration, and Governor Lee is calling out the White House.
This experiment in an open border policy has catastrophically failed America. And this country is in desperate need of leadership as it relates to this issue.
President Joe Biden says legislators on Capitol Hill have come to an agreement on a bipartisan deal this weekend, but nothing has been voted on. Now, the president says that this is the toughest, fairest set of border reforms in decades. Live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you for that update. We are also tracking a Hendersonville church that was vandalized, and now the church is being forced to cancel their services.
We have Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar showing us where it happened there in Hendersonville. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, it happened here at the Luna Lane Church of Christ. Now, you can expect that outside of church hours that the doors would be locked like they are now, but that's not what happened last week. Reports say that a deacon's wife came here and discovered this front door open and was shocked to find what was inside. Vandals had torn up the place. Take a look at your screen to see some of that damage. You can see a missing TV mound, broken glass. Areas were also flooded, like the kitchen, sprayed ketchup, and there were writings on the wall, to name a few things. Mark Brown, a church elder, gives us his reaction. Take a listen. Well, he tells us that they were surprised and shocked in the fact that this is a place of worship. They come to gather here. And even though they were able to sprinkle out to other areas, this particular place has meaning for anyone that goes to church on Sundays. Not being able to walk through these doors has implications. It's a place of gathering, a time to worship God. And the fact that the vandals destroyed the place really resonated with not just the elders, but church members. Now, however, those elders tell me that their message is of forgiveness. They're just hoping that they're able to clean up this place on time in order to hold the next service here. In the meantime, police are still investigating the circumstances surrounding this incident. Reporting live in Hendersonville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you. Coming up on Fox 17 News this Monday morning, pro-Palestinian protesters shutting down a bridge over in Memphis. Man, you have to see this video, and we have reaction from the drivers who were there.
All right,
Most.
Your family.
That's right. U.S. Best.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen.
5:38 is the time, and right now we're taking you to Memphis because a pro-Palestinian protest shut down major roadways in Memphis over the weekend, and we're talking about for hours. Memphis Voices for Palestine holding the protests, which halted traffic over on I-40, showing you some video and photos right behind me, and the Mississippi River Bridge for miles Saturday afternoon into the evening hours. Well, the group, we understand, is calling for a ceasefire when it comes to the fighting between Israel and Palestine. The Memphis Police Department, they have a heavy presence over the weekend for this, but Fox 13 Memphis is reporting no arrests ultimately were made. We're also talking about sports. A big surprise in college basketball world this week. When Tennessee men's basketball team, they were upset by South Carolina. That was Tuesday. And then the Vols were looking to go ahead and bounce back. And they needed to beat the Kentucky Wildcats in order to stay in the top 10. So let's take a look at the highlights because, listen, it is never easy when you're facing John Calipari's team in Rupp Arena. But the Vols jumped on the Wildcats from the start. Vols getting 2 threes on their first 2 possessions, then made 3 of their next 6, including this one. Take a look from Zakai Ziegler to make it 33-22. Vols led by just 4 at the break, kicked it into high gear though. Dalton Necht on the inbound play finishes with a slam. Vols run it twice. Necht would finish with 16. James and Ziegler, by the way, each with 26 points on the night. Number 5 Tennessee taking down number 10 Kentucky 103-92. Vols now improving to 6-2 in the SEC. We're going to check in now with your weather forecast. I know it's early to talk about the weekend, but this week is looking good too.
I don't think it's ever too early to talk about the weekend. I'm doing it all the time intentionally. It gives you something to look forward to. And making plans, you got to know what's coming your way. I'll tell you, if you're making plans early in the week, no code red weather. We have no rain today all the way through Thursday. However, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will not be like the last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that we just wrapped up. Rain all 3 days, a good possibility. At least we're getting later sunsets. Today's sunset going to be at 5:18. Valentine's Day, it'll be at 5:27. And then the sunset going to be at 6:51. When we get ourselves into the later stages of the ball game and get toward daylight saving time in about a month from right now. Nothing happening on our cameras here looking downtown. We have no rain. We have no fog. We have temperatures right side of your screen that are in the upper 30s and low 40s. We're going to keep those up there for you all the way through 9 a.m., even during the commercial breaks. You can get the day kind of rolling and get going. Coming up in a few minutes, I have a new look at future track. We're going to try to start painting the picture here of what we could see Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for rainfall in the forecast.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-24 at the Silman Evans Bridge. Okay, they're zooming out, and I'm going to be able to show you where we've got that flipped over car now because it has become visible here on the cameras. It's right there on the far side of your screen, right here. Right here. It's tough to see because things are dark, but the wheels of this car are up in the air. This car is on its roof. Emergency crews have been here dealing with it. This is on the south loop of town. So if you're making your way down across towards 2nd and 4th Avenue there, if you're going towards the airport, coming through that south loop, this is where you're going to run into it. Right now, this is not causing a big backup. Give yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes. That's all you need. You can't get by this without taking a detour.
Justin, thank you. Coming up on Fox 17 News this morning, we have the very latest when it comes to a motorcycle crash over in Murfreesboro. What police are saying about this.
Your choice day is the day everything is back on the menu. A clear choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. It's 5:45 right now. Continuing coverage with an update out of Murfreesboro where 2 motorcycles crashed over the weekend with a Tesla. We have now learned that one of the people on one of those motorcycles has died as a result of that accident.
We understand it happened on North Broad Street near the Harley-Davidson dealership, closing down this roadway. Showing you a photo on the screen. One of those motorcycles catching fire. The other motorcycle passenger was taken to the hospital and is reportedly in stable condition. The driver of the Tesla was not hurt.
In case you missed it, the Grammys happened in Los Angeles last night, hosted by Trevor Noah. The show bringing a night of both hit music and history-making wins. We have Ashley Dvorkin with Fox News with an update.
From those taking home Grammys Gold to those delivering show-stopping performances, here are highlights from music's biggest night.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift made history as the first artist to win Album of the Year 4 times when she took the trophy for Midnights. She was presented the award by Celine Dion, who made a surprise appearance amid her battle with stiff person syndrome. Earlier in the night, Swift won her 13th Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album and used the milestone to announce her next album, Tortured Poets Department, is out April 19th.
Billie Eilish.
Female artists ruled the night, including the Big 4 awards, with Song of the Year going to Billie Eilish for Barbie's What Was I Made For. Best New Artist went to Victoria Monet. Miley Cyrus won Record of the Year for Flowers. And before that, she won her first ever Grammy for the song, too.
How far we've come.
In special honors, Jay-Z received the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. While accepting, he called out the Grammys for his wife, Beyonce, having a record number of Grammys but never Album of the Year.
This is mine. You can't take it.
The In Memoriam tribute featured performances by artists including Stevie Wonder, Fantasia Barrino, and Annie Lennox. Lennox ended hers on a political note calling for a ceasefire in Gaza.
You got a fast car.
Among the many stars who took the stage, Tracy Chapman joined Luke Combs for a moving duet of Fast Car. U2 rocked out the first ever broadcast performance from the Sphere in Las Vegas. Joni Mitchell made her Grammys performance debut. Billy Joel played his first single in 30 years and closed out the night. Artists making music history and winners taking their place in Grammys history here at the 66th Grammy Awards. In Los Angeles, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
I only stayed up to watch Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs, and I was like, okay, bedtime.
Revisit it or visit it for the first time later if you haven't caught it.
Yeah, I want to see Lainey Wilson. I saw she won a big award, so
She
congrats.
did. Yeah, Country Album of the Year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good for her. All right.
Well, just one of those nights where, like, I love the Grammys because you never know what you're going to get. Like a country music award show, you know what you're getting.
Sure.
But with this, it's just everything. I love it. Here we go. A little bit of everything in the forecast for you here going to the next couple of days. We've got our dogs of the day right now. We've got a little bit sent in by James from Donaldson. We have, well, Boat Shark and what I'm going to officially call Land Shark. Who's riding Boat Shark? Forecast today looks really good. 46 degrees at 9 a.m., 58 at noon, and 62 degrees at 3 p.m. Our other dog of the day, we have Heidi, who's sent in by Mike and Jamie from Hendersonville. Kind of just lounging around here on a lazy day, taking a look. Again, temperatures will be in the 60s later on this afternoon. Good for a dog walking all day long. This morning, really not even that cold. We already have temperatures that are above the 40-degree mark in many spots, and we'll hit up near 50 by 10 a.m. So if the dog brings the leash, like the little doggo behind here, clip it on. get going. We've been waiting for weather like this, a good stretch of sunshine and 60s for quite some time. Taking a look, how do you send your dog of the day? Well, you go to my Facebook page, meteorologist Greg Bobus, the pin post that has that picture on it. Name, location. If you want to tell a story, feel free to do so, and you could see your dog right here on Fox 17 News this morning. 60 degrees this afternoon. 56 tomorrow, and then low to middle 60s Wednesday all the way into and out of the weekend. We're talking rain chances, though, coming up in 5 minutes in your code red forecast.
Clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you to I-24 and I-40 at the junction on the south side of town, dealing with a bit of a slowdown because of a crash that does involve a car that flipped over on its roof. It's been difficult to see. I wonder if they've been able to flip it back over or not. It's just tough to see with the lighting conditions down there. Just know it's a bit of a mess, and we did have one ambulance come and go from the scene. Unsure if anyone is hurt or not. Just know that if you're coming in from that west loop over to the south loop, 2nd and 4th Avenue, right around that area, that is where you're going to see that crash. It is causing a slight slowdown, but not enough for you to detour from it yet. It would be a mess trying to cut through all of this street through downtown. My best advice, give yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes so you can get through.
At 5:50, we're also talking about Maury County because the fire department says a home was destroyed by a fire over the weekend, and we're showing you some photos of what happened. Yeah, this was over on their Facebook page where they shared this stuff. Look at the barn here. Firefighters say they responded to the home over on Parsons Bend Road around 2 Sunday, and they found that a fire in a semi-detached barn had spread, unfortunately, to the home.
Yeah, it looks like the house is a total loss, but the good news here this morning, nobody was hurt in the fire. Looking ahead to Fox 17 News at 9 o'clock tonight, Gary Sutton is sitting on Tennessee's death row waiting for his execution date.
But 32 years after the crime, some say there are serious questions about his guilt. 2 witnesses say their testimony was twisted or omitted, and also under scrutiny, a key piece of evidence used to put Sutton away.
I just wanted to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it.
So is the wrong man behind bars? Well, you can decide for yourself. That's tonight on Fox 17 News at 9.
We're taking a look at the growing number of jobs, applicants, and new employees when it comes to last month. The trends appearing in the...
Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, gravy, or country fried steak. Any two, just $5. Enjoy heart-shaped biscuits now through Valentine's Day.
We're taking a live look here on Fox 17 News this Monday morning of Lower Broadway. Checking out the action over there. Just a couple of folks walking around. And, of course, you see the flashing lights. Those are the beer trucks. They got to get restocked after a busy weekend.
They're getting restocked. We've got cement trucks that are rolling, getting ready to pour something down there on Lower Broadway. Look at all those delivery trucks right there, too. It is a busy start to this Monday after a busy weekend. A lot of folks out enjoying the nice weather. So, hey, speaking of the weather, we'll get an update on your forecast here in just a couple minutes with Greg Bobus.
We also want to let you know you can score big with the big game trivia. Grab your phone and scan this QR code. You probably already have your phone in your hands anyway, okay? Well, go ahead and enter for a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Register to play the big game trivia contest. Put your football knowledge to the test ahead of the Super Bowl, and you could win a $100 prepaid debit card, or you could enter for a chance to win the $5,000 weekly prize. That sounds great. Hey, good luck. And if you want some more details, do go to fox17.com.
Mentioned just a moment ago to get an update on that forecast from Greg. Here he is after a really nice weekend, Greg.
This weekend was gorgeous, and we're not done with the good stuff just yet. We have a couple more days that'll be just like the majority of the weekend was. Here you can see on Future Track, this is the rest of today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and into Thursday. We'll let it go. We just have sunshine and very, very tolerable temperatures overnight even. That'll be in the 40s most of the time. Right side of your screen, we're talking upper 30s to near 40 right now. I've got Future Track stopped here. This is overnight Thursday into Friday morning. So that's the time frame of when the first little bit of rain begins to move into the area. Broken line of showers begins to move in, and then the majority of our Friday late afternoon toward the evening on the drier side. Overnight into Saturday morning, and especially the second half of Saturday, the more south we get, the more rain we're going to see. And then that finally pulls to the north overnight Saturday night into Sunday, and a few more lingering showers on Sunday as well. So name of the game. Rain begins to move in Thursday night into Friday. It will be sporadically on and off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with Saturday being the rainiest of the days from what it looks like right now, leading into your Sunday morning, and then everything begins to move away. Best thing you can do is get yourself the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. We told you to scan a QR code a moment ago, so that means the phone's probably still in your hand. Another one right there. That will give you the radar when you're on the go, and just try to dodge those showers whenever you make outdoor plans.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. A couple of things to show. Let's get started here. I-24 and I-40. This is at the Selman Evans Bridge there on the south side of town. We are dealing with a crash where one car has flipped over here. Crews remain on the scene trying to deal with that. We've got a bit of a mess right here on the shoulder of the road. Crews there dealing with it. The best way to deal with this, if you will, is to just give yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes. It's not an area where you want to steer clear. By the time you jumped off of the interstate and maneuvered yourself back around to get back on, I mean, you could do it, but don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. It's going to be a mess there on the South Loop. Here's a look at I-24 as you make your way in through Harding Place, dealing with a bit of a slowdown there as you approach the South Nashville area. Best way to deal with this, if you want to try Antioch Pike or Murfreesboro Pike, that's a good way to try and steer clear from some of the congestion that's starting to build there from the Antioch area.
We're also talking about how the Red Cross is urging folks to jump into action and donate. After hundreds of Red Cross blood drives were canceled last month because of the inclement weather, they do need some help.
They do. Record-breaking 534 blood drives that got canceled nationwide because of January's winter storms. On average, 29,000 units of blood are needed every day, and a single car crash victim could need as many as 100 units of blood. So they are urging people to donate and offering some incentives. The Red Cross is giving away $20 Amazon gift cards as an incentive if you donate sometime this month.
Let's talk about the economy, okay? Employers found plenty of room for new hires reportedly in January, with key business, health, and government jobs supplying some pretty good numbers.
All right, let's take a look at it here, see how things are shaping up. The U.S. Department of Labor says 353,000 jobs were added to the payroll in January. Those numbers double what some of the experts had predicted. The largest number of jobs added in professional and business services, followed by healthcare, retail, and government, then social assistance and manufacturing.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Do you know someone who is a hometown hero doing some amazing things in our community? Because if you do, all of us here at Fox 17 News, we would really like to share their story. It's part of our initiative between Ponce Law and Fox 17. We team up, find and award local hometown heroes $1,000.
We have really enjoyed doing this segment here on our morning show. And by the way, it's only on the morning show, and we've been doing it for almost about 3 years now. So here's how you nominate your hero. You go to poncelaw.com/hometown hero, and then you'll tell us a little bit about yourself, plus the person you're nominating. And then every month we feature a new person to be highlighted right here on our morning show, that person winning $1,000.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
We're going to take a quick look at what's trending over on fox17.com. Always like to keep you in the know. And it's this story right here, heartwarming, really. Franklin boy seriously injured in that sledding accident, returning home from the hospital. So his community really welcoming him back home.
Yeah, and so many stories of communities rallying, which we love to see right now at fox17.com.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Governor Bill Lee makes a trip to Texas over the weekend. How he plans to help stop the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border next.
Elders from the Luna Lane Church of Christ are emotional after police say their church was vandalized. Coming up in a few minutes, hear from them.
And the forecast starting off great, but by the end of the week, things change drastically. Multiple days worth of rain in your forecast. We'll track when the first drops start falling coming up in your forecast.
Greg, thank you.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 and I-40. We're dealing with the car that's flipped over there on the South Loop. We'll tell you the best way to steer clear.
And good morning to you on this Monday. Thanks for starting your day with us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We're going to get started this Monday morning talking about our southern border, okay? We have continuing coverage as Governor Bill Lee showed his support for Texas Governor Greg Abbott over the weekend, making a trip to Eagle Pass, Texas.
Yeah, and talking about how the crisis at our southern border could impact us right here in Middle Tennessee. So let's join Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Hughes live this morning outside the Capitol.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So that's right. A lot of the talk was surrounding how this impacts not just Tennessee, but other states. There were other governors there as well. And Governor Bill Lee also says that he's willing to send 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops to help. Now, Governor Bill Lee and dozens of other governors at the border pushing for more reinforcements to stop illegal immigration. Governor Lee says the federal government has, quote, failed the American people.
Each one of us understand the devastating effects that the border policy has had on every one of our states individually. And we're here together to collaboratively work to support Texas.
Now, there's no specific timeline for the 2 waves of when the 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops may help out in Texas, but the governor promised the volunteer state is ready whenever they need. Now, President Joe Biden says legislatures on Capitol Hill have come to an agreement on a bipartisan deal, but there has not been any votes yet. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red Station.
Peyton, thank you very much. 6:02 right now. Operation Crime and Justice, a place of worship in Hendersonville, is damaged over the weekend. This is on the peninsula, or in other words, the lake side of Hendersonville, just off Walton Ferry Road.
Yeah, they had to go ahead and cancel their services on Sunday. So right now, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us right there outside of that church and giving us some updates. Karen, what can you tell us and show us?
Right. Well, it happened right here at the Luna Lane Church of Christ. As you mentioned, Sunday service was canceled because of that vandalism, causing frustration for the church and its members who were expecting to walk through those doors just yesterday. Now, if you take a look outside of the building, you can't see any damage, but inside tells a different story. Take a look at your screen. Damage included a wrecked atrium, a nursery, a lobby, televisions ripped off walls, a fire extinguisher also sprayed all over the main area of worship. The fellowship hall and classrooms were flooded too, and there were writings on the wall. Church elder Mark Brown reacts.
Obviously, they surprised us and shocked us. And we were just saddened that anyone would do such a thing. And we're hoping that they get the help that they need.
Yeah, so the message is forgiveness, a message that most church is spread. However, in the meantime, they are hoping that they're able to repair the inside of that church in order to host any of these services that you see right here. Also, police are still investigating the circumstances of what happened. Reporting live in Hendersonville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red Station.
6:04, looking at your forecast, and sunshine, get ready for it. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, the beginning of the week going to be very dry and very sunny, which is good if you want to get outdoors and enjoy it, but it's also not so good if you think about the drought that we've settled into. We had a little kick out of the drought here a couple weeks ago, and we had some steady rainfall on and off, but now we're settling into a week and a half worth of no rainfall for most of us. That means the drought will continue and could get a little bit worse than our last update we saw this past Thursday. Highs above average will be in the 50s and 60s, no umbrella necessary, and just grab the sunglasses. You should be good to go. That sun glare could be a real thing for you here later on this morning when the sun finally does come up. Drought conditions, though, yellow, not all that bad. So southern Kentucky looking pretty good. Even the Cumberland Plateau, Nashville on north looking good. It's places like Columbia, Lawrenceburg, Linden. The areas that did see a little bit of light rainfall on your Sunday need the most rain going forward, and we don't see any of it until Thursday into Friday. Everything staying dry until then. Nighttime temperatures are going to be in the 30s tonight and tomorrow night. Right now, they're on the right side of your screen, your current temperature and your forecast for the days ahead. You can take a look at that anytime you want, all the way through 9 o'clock, even during commercial breaks.
Good morning, circular traffic. We are picking up something brand new here. This is going to be I-24 at the Old Hickory Boulevard exit coming up from Jolton and Whites Creek down in that area. We got a car sideways here in the road. You can see where the fire department has already arrived on the scene. TDOT is there as well, and they have forced all the traffic over to the shoulder of the road. And this is going to cause a significant backup coming down from the Jolton and Whites Creek area here. It is 78 minutes right now, that drive coming down from Clarksville. That crash everywhere the accident rather is backing up traffic from down there at the OHB exit 40 all the way back to exit 35. That's a 5-mile backup already. You want to try to use Clarksville Highway if you can to steer clear of any other detour that you got, because if not, this is going to slow you up in a big way. We're also dealing with this is the leftover of a crash happening on the South Loop, I-24 at I-40. We got a car flipped over there. Crews working on that scene. Give yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes to get through that. Busy morning so far.
Justin, thank you. Some Nashville council members are concerned about Metro's animal control facility. Why they want to replace the building for the future. That story coming up in about 2 minutes.
And we're giving you a live look this morning from the West Coast. Look at the storm surge. This is from California right now, where they are experiencing the threat of severe flooding. Currently, more.
Visit budgetbreaks.com for locations and coupons.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
6:09 is the time. Some members of the Metro Council are forming a brand new committee in hopes of getting support for a brand new Metro Animal Control facility. Now, the new committee is called the Metro Pet Grouping Committee. They met for the very first time last week. One of their main goals is gaining support for a brand new Metro Animal Control facility. Now, over the years, Metro Council members and citizens alike have complained about the small facility that is currently located over on Harding Place on the south side of town and the lack of staff that they have.
We have limited number of officers. We have a high volume of calls, and we do need to do better in that aspect of being able to run those calls more efficiently. That comes with more officers. It comes with locations to garage the vehicles that they obviously have to drive to transport to each call. So again, space is limited. Right now, our back lot where we do house our ACO vehicles is pretty tight. There's not much room back there.
At this point, it is unknown exactly how much a brand new facility would cost. They do want to keep the facility in the same area where it is now. That's over in the South Nashville area, just off of Harding Place.
And taking a look, you're going into 6:11 and your forecast up and out the door. Maybe you're a morning runner. A little bit of a breeze for you here this morning. Wind out of the north at about 10 miles an hour. Temperatures are in the upper 30s and low 40s through 8 a.m. and then they will be at 46 by 9 o'clock and eventually hitting that 50-degree mark and continuing to climb 10 o'clock into lunchtime. So all in all, a good morning for a good morning jog. Taking a look, upcoming precip chances, they increase significantly going Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Honestly, Thursday night is when everything begins to start churning up for us here after midnight, and then they'll be on and off with showers here. Friday being the rainiest of the days, and then Saturday early in the day, drying out a touch before rain returns for the end of Saturday into Sunday. Future Track kind of paints a broad picture of this right now, which we'll take a look at in the next Check If Your Code Red forecast in about 5-6 minutes from right now.
All right, everyone, two things to show you quickly with steer clear traffic. Let's get started at I-24 right at the Old Hickory Boulevard exit. This is coming down from Jolton and Whites Creek there. We do have a car that is sideways on the road. They've moved the cameras so you can't see it now. Looks like they've come to an all stop there on I-24, and this is going to lead to a slowdown for sure. We're talking about over an hour and a half right now from Clarksville into downtown Nashville. You want to take Clarksville Highway as the best way to steer clear. Also dealing with this crash, a flipped over car on the South Loop. You give yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes to get through that while crews continue to clear that up.
We are also following some more breaking news here this morning on Fox 17 News. Want to let you know there has been another drone attack on a base housing U.S. troops over in Syria. The Associated Press is now reporting at least 6 fighters from the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces were killed in this attack Sunday night. There were no reported casualties among U.S. troops, though. The militant group Islamic Resistance in Iraq claiming responsibility. This does come, though, after a weekend of U.S. strikes on Iranian-backed militias, in the region.
Well, coming up, the latest from South America. That is where devastating wildfires have ravaged some areas of Chile.
Do you find yourself scrolling on social media for hours? Get winter storm warnings. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red weather app.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Good morning. Time right now is 6:14. Welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. In Operation Crime and Justice, the search for answers continues. In the disappearance of Summer Wells, the little girl who disappeared from East Tennessee, yesterday would have been her 8th birthday.
Yeah, Summer went missing back in 2022 from Rogersville in Hawkins County. She was 5 years old when she disappeared from her home, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, says they still do not have the answers that they desperately need. So if you have any information, they are asking once again that you go ahead and call TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. If you want to catch up from our previous reporting of this, go to fox17.com and search Summer Wells.
Taking a look at some international headlines here on your Monday morning. At least 112 people have now died as a result of wildfires in Chile. The Chilean National Disaster Prevention and Response Service confirms this morning that the intense forest fires burning around a very populated area of central Chile have now destroyed about 1,100 homes. Could you imagine 1,100 homes in your community burning in a fire? I mean, that is just devastating. 92 forest fires in all are burning both in the central and southern part of that country, where the temperatures have been unusually high this week. Blackouts are being blamed on the fires.
That video is just hard to watch.
Yes.
There are experts that say car insurance premiums, listen to this, are going to soar again this year. Not what we want to hear. New information for Bankrate shows the national average jumping 26% from last year. Take a look here on your screen.
Oh, wow.
That's an extra $500 a year for full coverage.
Wow. Looking at the numbers from 2022 to 23 to 24, look at that jump. If the average price was $1,700 for the year just 2 years ago, it's now more than $2,500 on average. So if you've been thinking about shopping around,
now's the time to do so.
This would be a good time to do it.
Experts say do not let your coverage lapse, okay? Giving you some advice. Restarting can cost hundreds when it comes to those fees that nobody wants to pay. And talk to your agent about increasing your deductible. And improving your credit can help. Many states incorporate your credit score into insurance calculations. And that can also help with that higher deductible. And then focus on improving your driving record. That can always help too.
Gosh, I would love to see the breakdown. We don't have it at our fingertips, but I would love to see the breakdown on the why. Like how
do they get this?
How do they come to this number? I mean, you have to figure there are just more crashes, right? People who are driving distracted on their cell phones and what have you. Maybe that's part of the reason. I know we're tracking a couple crashes right now in traffic that we'll get to here in just a minute.
There's
but
always
first,
something.
Yeah, let's check in with Greg.
We mentioned a little while ago everything happening out in California.
Yes.
So I put together a few things to kind of just give a little bit of context to what's happening there and why. So we'll do that and then we'll come back home because our weather is perfect. We'll be 60 and sunny later today. This is a look at the current power outages here in portions of California. Now, what the colors mean is percentage of all customers in that county that do not have power. So we're talking about nearly 40–50% of people in some counties do not have power, do not have electricity. We're not talking people, we're talking the individual customers. Now, look at Los Angeles. Not a big problem right now when it comes to power outages, but look at where the majority of the rain is going to be later on today. The majority of the rain that we get and flooding potential today into tomorrow shifts down to the south and away from some of the counties that already have the power issues. So we may end up hearing about more folks losing power before the situation starts to get a little bit better and get the lights back on. Taking a look here, weather story, bring on the sunshine here back home. Above average temperatures, late week rainfall in the forecast for us here Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Looking at Lower Broadway, not much happening right now. Sun's starting to come up. It officially rises in about 29 minutes from right now. 42 degrees, current temperature right side of your screen. Your current temps are up there all the time. Even your hour by hour forecast all the way through 9 o'clock during commercial breaks for you to help you get going. Let's take a look at the future track. This is going through today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and nothing going to happen. Just a few batches of on and off clouds. I have it stopped Thursday night into Friday. Here's 3 a.m. Thursday night into Friday. Rain starts to move in after midnight. And then a good portion of Friday, light to moderate rainfall through the afternoon. Overnight, Friday night into Saturday, we do it again. And then Saturday, some scattered showers, especially south of I-40 at this point from how it's looking. And then Saturday night into Sunday, one last push of rain. So starting Thursday night into Friday, ending going into Monday morning, and we'll have on and off batches of light to moderate rain during that time frame.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is as you make your drive in. Coming in from Jolton and Whites Creek, we were dealing with a crash where a car was sideways in the road at one point. Thankfully, they've been able to rearrange things, get that car over to the shoulder of the road. Again, 24 at OHB coming down from Jolton and Whites Creek. You could try to take the Clarksville Highway area to get you to steer clear, but the backup is developing right now. We're talking about an hour and a half or so coming out from Clarksville into downtown. Again, you want to use Highway 112, Highway 41. That's going to be your best bet to steer clear.
Justin, thank you.
A question.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you find yourself scrolling through your phone?
Yeah, even though I try not to, I do.
For bad updates, perhaps?
One, I never look for bad stuff, but I know a lot of people get sucked in.
You're just scrolling.
Yeah.
Well, it's called doom scrolling. Have you heard of this? And if the name does not already give it away, it's not good for your mental health.
Yeah, Fox News correspondent this morning, Rebecca Castor, shows us how this could be impacting your overall health.
With wars in Ukraine and Israel and crime videos going viral online, the worst parts of our world can be just a click away.
You just read about it and read about it and read about it. I think you fall deep down a rabbit hole.
It's called doom scrolling, the tendency to continue to scroll through bad news, even when it's depressing. Mental health experts say it took off during the pandemic.
We got used to our computer, our phone being our source of information, and we got used to checking it. We wanted that instant update.
It's addictive.
And it's no surprise research shows doom scrolling can lead to higher levels of stress and anxiety, but it can also impact physical health. That's why it's important to limit your social media use.
It's not all bad. It's just that we have to be in control.
Maureen Molak, a mother from Texas, says her son's identity was in his online persona. But when his feed became filled with comments and photos from peers telling him to kill himself, he committed suicide.
I really do believe that we could have saved him if he had not been addicted to social media.
It's part of a larger conversation happening on Capitol Hill over keeping teens safe online.
The algorithms, the doom scrolling, all of the things that addict our kids, you're not going to, unless the platforms actually change, are they going to be safe for your kids to be on there?
One GOP lawmaker has even called for Mark Zuckerberg, the head of Facebook and Instagram, to establish a compensation fund for victims of online exploitation. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Coming up in Operation Crime and Justice, what we know about the several prison stabbings over at the Trousdale Center and what they're saying is happening over there. Stay with us.
And right now we've got a live look back out on the West Coast. You know, Greg was just telling us about the storms that are moving in. I know a lot of you either recently moved here from the West Coast or perhaps you still have friends and family out that way. Give them a call today and check on them as that massive system is set to bring
News. Tonight at 8 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
6:25 is the time in Operation Crime and Justice. 5 inmates have been stabbed in less than a month. This all happened at the Trousdale Turner Correctional Facility. This is out in Hartsville, Tennessee.
Yeah, this is about 45 minutes, an hour or so northeast of Nashville. According to CoreCivic, the group that runs the prison, the most recent stabbing happened just over the weekend, Saturday. 2 inmates involved there, 1 person hurt. And then back on January 14th, another 2 inmates were stabbed, 2 more January 22nd.
Now, we're told that none of these incidents were life-threatening and no staff members at the jail were hurt.
Right now, 6:25 is your time, and going to get to just a few notes, the weather headlines for you to kick off your Monday. 3 things to know, according to Greg, this week. Sunshine to start the new week, which is great news. I hope y'all enjoyed the weekend as much as we did. We also have high temperatures. In fact, we're talking above average warmth for the first few days of the week, and then the next weather maker is going to arrive Friday. Greg is going to detail in just a few minutes how we could have 3 days worth of rain.
Okay, well, more 3 days. All right, let's take a look at your steer clear traffic out there. We are still dealing with that crash coming down from the Jolton and Whites Creek area. This is going to be I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. You can see where crews are on the scene. At one point, the car was sideways in the middle of the road, so they've been able to move it all to the shoulder there where they're able to better deal with it. Traffic can still get by, but things are still very, very slow. Here we are talking about an hour and a half, let's just call it here. Now, the actual math rolls out to closer to 2 hours there. It could be a very slow go there. You want to try to take Highway 112, Highway 41, Clarksville Highway. That could be your best bet to steer clear. Whites Creek Pike can also help you get past some of that congestion there as it runs back for several miles. We were also dealing with the crash on I-24 at I-40 down the South Loop. We had a car that was turned over in that area. Looks like they've been able to get that cleared up. All lanes of traffic are open other than the normal congestion pushing its way through.
This morning, we have continuing coverage of the border crisis as it's made its way here to Middle Tennessee. And one of our local representatives, Andy Ogles, speaking with Fox 17 News on his stance.
That's all coming up in our 7 o'clock hour.
Governor Bill Lee.
17 WZTV Nashville. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Monday morning, there is a Hendersonville church that was vandalized, and now the community members, they're in distress.
And right now we have wild weather out west bringing dangerous flooding, but here at home, a nice start to a new week. We'll tell you when the rain does arrive here in about 2 minutes.
Steer clear traffic at I-24 as you make that drive down Old Hickory Boulevard. A bit of a crash in the Jolton area. We're going to tell you the best ways to steer clear.
All right, Justin, thanks. Good morning, and thank you so much for starting your day with us on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We're going to get started this Monday morning talking about our Tennessee governor, Bill Lee, who was over in Texas this weekend assessing the situation when it comes to our southern border.
Yeah, and this morning, we're taking a look at the support that he's giving that state's governor, plus how our Tennessee National Guard troops could soon be involved.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live outside of the Capitol with some more updates about what the governor has to say after spending that weekend in Texas.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So Governor Bill Lee was in Texas on Sunday, and he's expected to be back here in Tennessee today for his State of the State at the Capitol later this evening. Now, during Governor Lee's trip to Eagle Pass, he committed to bringing in 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops to help at the southern border. There's no specific timeline or exactly how many, but the governor promised the volunteer state is ready. Dozens of other governors sounding the alarm on immigration. Governor Lee calls out the White House.
This experiment in an open border policy has catastrophically failed America. And this country is in desperate need of leadership as it relates to this issue.
President Joe Biden says legislators on Capitol Hill have come to an agreement on a bipartisan deal over the weekend, but nothing has been voted on. President Biden says this is the toughest but also fairest reform that we've seen in decades. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your crowded station.
Peyton, thank you so much. We're checking in now with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bobus. Fantastic weekend and good Monday.
Great Monday, and if for some reason you just didn't have the chance to get out over the weekend and enjoy the sunshine and the nice temperatures, we're not done with the good weather yet. We're going to have plenty of it today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So block out a little bit of time for yourself to just get outside and enjoy it if you can. Above average temperatures that will be in the 50s and low 60s all week long. Late week rain. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days to watch. We'll be watching them throughout the week for you and giving you updates and fine-tuning that forecast as we get closer to Friday. Take a look here. We're officially about 14 minutes away from the actual sunrise, but look at this. Already seeing barely a cloud in the sky. You're going to have a real nice one here. Grab the sunglasses before you leave. Get that bite to eat. Weather's not going to slow you down here this morning. 46 degrees. Only gets you to about 50 by lunchtime, and then we continue to climb into right around the 60-degree temperature range in the middle of the day. A little bit of wind will pick up throughout the day as well, so keep that in mind. Wind out of the north for us at about 10 miles per hour. How do we piece it all together? 60 degrees today, 56 tomorrow, and then low 60s Thursday, or I should say Wednesday into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll talk about that weather maker, though, that does enter the forecast on Friday, coming up in 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to the very latest happening on I-24. This is at Old Hickory Boulevard, making your way down from the Jolton and Whites Creek area. We had a car that was sideways in the road. Crews have been able to move it over to the shoulder. It is still causing small delays as you make that drive down. What you want to do is try to use Clarksville Pike, Highway 41, maybe Whites Creek Pike. That'll be a good way to get you to steer clear. If not, could be close to an hour and a half coming down from Clarksville right now until they get this accident out of the way. Other than this crash, we're doing okay. This is the drive-in coming in from the Antioch area, 24, coming up near Old Hickory, Hickory Hollow Parkway. That's the Tanger Outlets right over there. Traffic is getting congested, but nothing out of the ordinary so far. About an hour coming in from Murfreesboro.
Sunday services shuttered as a church over in Hendersonville is hit by vandals.
Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar tells us what happened and how that congregation is now moving forward.
Well, it all happened right here at the Luna Lane Church of Christ. The vandalism causing these services to be temporarily canceled until further notice. Now, I want to tell you where it all started. It happened right there behind me. Now, you can't see any damage outside, but what's inside those doors is shocking. Police say vandals ransacked the place. Take a look at your screen. Damage included a wrecked atrium, nursery lobby, televisions ripped off the walls, a fire extinguisher also sprayed all over the main area of worship. Fellowship Hall and classrooms were flooded too, and there were writings on the wall. Nick Raphael, the preacher of Luna Lane Church, reacts.
They did take away one of our greatest privileges here, and that was the ability to worship together. And we did sprinkle out to other churches, but that's just not the same as coming together here.
Again, the church is trying to regain that greatest privilege by fixing that church and allowing church members to congregate and worship God. In the meantime, police are investigating what happened. Reporting in Hendersonville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. 6:36 is your time right now. Pro-Palestine protesters shut down a major route in Tennessee.
And we're also talking about college.
Call 800-800-4600.
Social media addiction.
Tonight on Fox 17 News at 9.
.38 is the time here on this Monday morning. A pro-Palestinian protest shut down major roadways in Memphis for hours.
Yeah, we had Memphis Voices for Palestine is the name of that group having this protest, which halted traffic on I-40 and the Mississippi River Bridge. That is the thoroughfare.
Oh, yeah.
To get to Mississippi from Tennessee, and it stopped traffic for miles right in the middle of rush hour.
Depending on where it was, could be Arkansas over into Tennessee.
The Mississippi River into Arkansas,
the Mississippi River. The group is calling for a ceasefire to the fighting between Israel and Palestine. The Memphis Police Department had a heavy presence, but according to our station there in Memphis, Fox 13, they say that no arrests were made despite the stoppage in traffic.
Sports headlines here on your Monday morning. College basketball world was watching as Tennessee and Kentucky faced off on the hardwood. You know, this was coming off a big upset for Tennessee. South Carolina beat them, and so I think they were looking for a little statement game.
Well, it looks like they got one. The Vols looking to bounce back here as they met the Wildcats up there in Lexington to try and stay in the top 10. Let's take a look here. Never easy when you're going against John Calipari's teams in Rump Arena, but the Vols jumped out on the Wildcats from the opening tip. The Vols drained 2 3-pointers in their very first 2 possessions and then made 3 of their next 6, including Zakai Ziegler, who made the score 33-22 at one point.
Vols would lead by 4 at the break, kicked it into high gear though. Dalton Neck on an inbound play. He would finish with a slam. The Vols would run it twice. Neck would finish with 16. James and Ziegler each with 26 points on the night.
Now the number 5 Tennessee Volunteers took down Kentucky 103-92. Vols get to 6-2 in SEC play.
6:40 our time, taking a look at your forecast, getting everything moving here on a Monday morning. Temperatures are in the 30s to right near 40. We're at 42 in Nashville. Live look at Lower Broadway, and we're just gearing up for a brand new week after what was a gorgeous weekend. Temperatures will be up near 60 degrees later on this afternoon. Future track, though, I want to spend some time on the upcoming weekend. Yeah, we got a ways to go to get there, but that's when the next chance for rain moves in. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, all 3 days, not a problem at all. Here's Thursday night, though, going into Friday morning. Scattered rain showers move in overnight, and then the rain will settle in bands. So it's going to come and go on and off throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No severe weather, but at times we'll have some yellows on the radar, meaning some more moderate rainfall. This is Saturday, 6 p.m., rain over spreading from south to north, and it will continue on and off into your Sunday. So plan for rain. Have the rain gear ready, have the umbrella ready, and make sure you have a way to get alerts to your phone if it starts to rain soon. Get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. If you're on the go, you can track that Doppler radar in real time.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 6:41. Quick look here at I-24 near Old Hickory Boulevard as we follow that drive coming down from Joelton and Whites Creek. Still dealing with the stoppage in the one lane there because of an earlier crash. Crews are doing the best they can to get it cleared up. But until they do, you're going to be looking at significant backups coming down from the Joelton and Whites Creek area. If you're coming down all the way from Clarksville, it could be an hour and a half on that drive for you. Other than that, we're doing okay. This is Vietnam Veterans Boulevard near Gallatin Road, doing pretty well. Coming down from Sumter County this morning, we'll continue to watch the roads for you.
Artificial intelligence. While some see it as the devil in disguise, others welcome the technology. How the music industry is grappling with the latest developments in AI.
And a live look this morning from Hermosa Beach there in California. That is where 500,000 people are without power.
We need your help to find this suspect.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
Happening tonight is a special benefit concert to help the employees of an East Nashville bar, a very popular restaurant and bar that was unfortunately damaged by a fire last week.
Yeah, so now we're seeing this community rally together. This is in East Nashville. Let's take it back to the fire itself when firefighters got the call out last Saturday to Rosemary and Beauty Queen on Forest Avenue. They say while the building is not a total loss, it does have a lot of damage, and we can see that here in these pictures. So now a fellow East Nashville bar, Pearl Diver, is hosting a benefit to help the employees of Rosemary and Beauty Queen, because you think about it, right? These folks are still out of work and will be for the foreseeable future. So tonight's event features drink specials and DJs. Again, that's going to be at Pearl Diver to benefit all of those employees from Rosemary and Beauty Queen. It's happening from 7 to 11.
And by the way, they do have a GoFundMe account set up right now, more than $48,000 raised.
Good stuff.
And the economy, the chairman of the Federal Reserve says that the reserve is on a path to cut interest rates 3 times this year. But how long are we talking? When's it going to happen?
Well, right. And a lot of people are waiting on this, especially if you're thinking about buying a home this year. So the Fed, Jerome Powell, saying economy looks pretty healthy right now. No sign of a recession, according to them, in the near future. Adding 353,000 jobs last month, helping to bolster things. The chairman, though, emphasized the rate cuts don't necessarily take politics into consideration from their side, but world upheavals. So think the Middle East. Think Ukraine could certainly have an impact. He said they're not going to cut rates in March, so not next month, but perhaps a couple of months down the road.
Yeah, another meeting in May. Artificial intelligence, let's talk about it. Will artificial intelligence mark the end of music as we know it? It's a big question, especially here in Music City.
And so many unknowns, right, in that world of technology. A growing number of artists and industry experts say that artificial intelligence is for sure a double-edged sword.
Fox News' Gary Bumgarden takes a closer look at how the tool is reshaping how songs are created and even how instruments are played.
When Andrea Martinelli taps the outside of his guitar, the AI software outfitted to the instrument tracks his hand motions kick-starting a beat that makes it sound like he's being backed up by a real drummer.
Basically, I can play drums and other synthesizers as I play guitar at the same time.
It might seem like magic, but in a world where AI can draft up lyrics to a song in seconds, reproduce the voice of a long-lost musician, and more, the high-tech programs are dramatically altering the landscape of the music industry.
I think AI can have its place in the music production chain, again, if it's guided in the right way.
A number of musicians like Youngblood believe AI can help spark creativity and lead them to new sounds.
It's never going to replace live music.
Others, like the rock duo Nova Twins, think it's a slippery slope.
There's not enough boundaries within it. I feel like it's just been thrown out there.
And some legal experts agree
that there have been a real proliferation of AI developers who have trained AI models with large-scale amounts of copyright works without actually getting any authorization for doing so.
But as the debate over AI regulation continues, advocates see a future where AI enhances a musician's abilities instead of threatening their artistic integrity. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
Just watching that video kind of makes me dizzy. I can't imagine a job where you'd have to wear those VR headsets.
No. Absolutely not.
For hours at a time.
I'm claustrophobic, so I could not do that.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
The technology still just goes way above my head to begin with, but you're right, even just having that contraption and the whole, not for me.
Wait, Greg.
Yeah.
It's National Weather Person's Day.
Oh, it is.
Congratulations, Greg.
Good morning.
Thank you.
It's your day.
It is. And here we are, 6:49. And you know what? I'm going to turn my day over to the dogs right now, because it's always their day, too. So taking a look here, we've got our 2 dogs of the day sent in. And thank you very much, both of you. That was very kind of you. We have Lilbet right here. Yeah, hitting the water here. We have boat shark and land shark. I'm going to keep saying it all day because it just makes me laugh. Taking a look here, 47 degrees. Temperature at 9 a.m., 59 degrees at noon, 62 degrees at 3 p.m. Plenty of sun the entire day. With our second dog of the day, we have Heidi, sent in by Mike and Jamie from Hendersonville. And Heidi, oh my gosh, talk about a cuddle bug right there. Look at this. Man, coming home to that on the couch must be the best sight in the world. 47 degrees, like I said, 60s this afternoon, but right now we're in the upper 30s and low 40s, so we're a little bit cooler to kick off the day. How do you send us your dog of the day photos? You go to that pin page right there on my Facebook page. You find that post right there. Name, location. If you want to tell a story, we'll tell your story right here on Fox 17 News this morning. We love sharing your pet photos and your weather photos. Anything you think that you want other people to see, just a good part of your day, you can feel free to send them to us. 60 degrees your temperature today, 50s tomorrow, and then right back into the low 60s starting on Wednesday, and that'll carry us all the way into the upcoming weekend.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Texas, another part of the country with severe weather these past few days. Video of a tornado that touched down in a county outside of Abilene Friday afternoon. The storm also packed hail the size of marbles. But it was a more serene scene along the Great Salt Lake in Utah, a peaceful sunset as Saturday tapered off into the night.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Steer clear traffic at 6:50 this morning. Let's take a quick look at what we've got going on. This is going to be I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. As you make that drive out there, coming up from Jolton and Whites Creek, you can see for yourself where they have got Metro Police in place. Looks like they've towed away the leftovers of a crash that has been blocking part of this road now for the last hour or so. Great news if you're coming down, because the drive has been very, very slow coming down from Clarksville. We're talking about 60, 70 minutes now coming down from Clarksville. It was like an hour and a half a few moments ago, so glad to see that time is coming down. Murfreesboro at 70 minutes right now, coming up the other side of I-24. 28 minutes coming down from Hendersonville. We expect that time to spike as we move into our 7 o'clock hour.
Happening on Fox 17 News at 9, Gary Sutton is sitting on Tennessee's death row waiting for his execution date. But 32 years after the crime, some say there are some serious questions about his guilt.
So Fox 17 News investigates. Coming up tonight at 9 o'clock. 2 witnesses say their testimony got twisted or omitted, and under scrutiny as well, a key piece of evidence used to put Sutton away.
I just want to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it.
So the big question we're working to answer, is the wrong man behind bars? You can decide for yourself tonight on Fox 17 News at 9.
We're talking about January jobs and taking a closer look at the growing number of jobs, applicants, and new employees of January last month. Well, the trends that are occurring in the future forecast.
A big night for Taylor Swift, waking up to news of a new album on the way.
Try it for free at freestylelibre.us.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. I hope your Monday is off to a great start after a beautiful weekend. Look at the sunrise.
Wow, this is just so picturesque. The colors they're mixing, making off for a beautiful start to our Monday, and it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, we're
talking great
excited.
Temperatures.
Yeah, for the next few days, and we'll be tracking that forecast for you more in depth as we get into our 7 o'clock hour. But in the meantime, just a note of thanks to say we're glad you're here, and we're glad to be your live local news source for the next 2 hours.
Get outside and enjoy if you can. You can also score big with the big game trivia. Grab your phone, scan the QR code that's right here on your screen for your convenience for your chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Register to play the big game trivia contest and put your football knowledge to the test. You could win a $100 prepaid debit card, or listen to this, you could also be entered for a chance to win the $5,000 weekly winner. Doesn't that sound good? Hey, best of luck. Go to fox17.com/contest for updates.
If you've been thinking of a way to help others in the new year, this would be a great opportunity to do that. The Red Cross is urging people to jump into action and donate blood. We had hundreds of blood drives that got canceled last month because of the winter storms across the country. In fact, 534 canceled blood drives just in the month of January.
Well, crews say on average 29,000 units of red blood is necessary every day for people. They do say a single car accident victim may need as much as 100 units of blood, so really need their help. The Red Cross is offering people $20 Amazon gift cards as another incentive when you do go ahead and donate this particular month.
You can sign up online. They make it real easy. They have an app where you can do the same thing. Hey, good news this morning when it comes to jobs in our economy. Employers found plenty of room for new hires in January. Key businesses that were hiring: health and government jobs. Putting up some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, taking a closer look here, the U.S. Department of Labor says 353,000 jobs were added to the payrolls in January. Those numbers will double that of some predicted estimates. The largest amount of jobs added in professional and business services, followed by various healthcare professions. Retail, also a big number, and jobs in government. Think social assistance and also manufacturing.
Well, we just saw that live look from Nashville indicating a great start to this Monday. Let's check in with Greg right now and see how because we're already going to go, you know what we're going to do. We're going to look ahead to the weekend. Because I know you guys are it's a Monday, so you're already making plans.
You have to start making the plans now and know when to make them. Because the last thing you want to do, and this is also the weekend before Valentine's Day. People might be making the plans a little bit early too. So knowing what's coming your way Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the big part of the story. Between now and Thursday, 50s and 60s and sun. This is the weekend, though. Showers move in Friday, and then rain chances on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to keep things very warm the entire week. Temperature changes, not really going to be a thing we have to worry about. Whatever you wear each day to be comfortable, if you wear it today, you can wear it tomorrow, and the same thing day after day. The same types of layers will make you in a good place. Taking a look here, future track. Here's today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Nothing going on. However, this is Thursday night into Friday. A couple of showers do move in, and then that rain will be on and off throughout a good chunk of your Friday, on and off Friday night into Saturday, and then on and off Saturday night into Sunday. This is going to be one of those weather makers that just lingers over us and gives us round and round after light of light to moderate rainfall. Round after round leads us into next week and even more rain. We need the rain, though. I'm going to look at the drought monitor as we go into our 7 o'clock half hour. Another update to Future Track comes your way in 20 minutes. That's as we become your only live and local news source from 7 o'clock until 9.
Greg, thank you so much. We're going to check back in with a single vehicle crash that was located over on I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. The good news is, if you look on your screen, that crash that was over on the right-hand shoulder, it is now clear. So you're not seeing any kind of issues. We're going to continue checking our maps, though, but right now we're not giving you any problems, no spots that we're watching out for. More traffic updates, though, throughout 9 a.m.
If you have teenage daughters in the house, chances are they might have heard, or perhaps you might have heard about Taylor Swift. She announced she's got new music coming, and that wasn't all for the pop star overnight. Of course, the Grammys, where she announced that her Her new album is on the way, accepting her 13th overall Grammy Award last night, and really thanked the fans with that announcement.
Oh, for sure. The singer-songwriter announcing her, as you mentioned, 11th studio album. It's going to be called The Tortured Poets Department. All right. It's set to be released on April 19th, so we don't have too much longer to wait for this. And it's known for planting Easter eggs for her Swift fans. Okay, Swift changed her Instagram profile photo.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to talk about, to be black and white. So many fans were already speculating that the artist was going to announce what she said last night.
Her outfit was black and white. She posted on Instagram this black and white photo. The Easter eggs that you're referring to are these little hints. So if you're a Swiftie, you know what we're talking about. But if you're listening, you're thinking Easter eggs, say what?
What?
So Easter eggs are these little hints that she'll drop in lyrics of her songs. Sometimes she'll put these little clues in social media posts. And if you follow her music, you can pick up on these so-called Easter eggs, which are these little hints at what she's about to do next.
I never knew this.
Kind of cryptic.
You have a teenage daughter.
But again, we have a teenage daughter in the house.
Okay. Stay with us. Our 7 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
U.S. senators sounding off on the immigrants who may come to Middle Tennessee, what they have to say next.
Waking up to some sunshine here, a good start to the week, but by the time we get toward the back end, the chance for multiple days worth of rainfall when it arrives and how much we could see in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. Things are rolling along, but could they be moving a little faster? We've got the details on that in a few.
Of course, we would like to start by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Monday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news team, always here for you through 9 a.m. And we start this 7 o'clock hour with a story just in this morning from Murray County, where the fire department confirms to us a home has now been destroyed in a fire over the weekend. They just shared these pictures on their Facebook page, so we're able to bring them to you that way. Firefighters say they showed up to this house on Parsons Bend Road around 2 o'clock yesterday and found a fire in a semi-detached barn that had spread to the house. Unfortunately, the home is a total loss, but the good news here, nobody's been hurt in that fire.
This experiment in an open border policy has catastrophically failed America.
Now to continuing coverage, Governor Bill Lee visiting the border over the weekend in support of Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
Also talking about an announcement that could be coming for our Tennessee National Guard troops. Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse is joining us live at the Capitol this morning, not only talking about that, but about other things that are playing out right here at home.
That's right, Jen and Erica. So Governor Lee's visit to Texas comes just days after we learned about this letter that landed in some Middle Tennessee cities from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Now, Senators Bill Hagerty and Senator Blackburn sent a letter to DHS saying, in part, the 600 immigrants intending to come to Middle Tennessee, they want more information on that. And Mayor Freddie O'Connell says he is not sure if Nashville was notified.
One of our priorities as a city is to ensure that we are taking care of one another, and so we are looking at ensuring that we have the capacity. We use some of our American Rescue Plan funding to provide immigration legal services.
Now, the notice or the letter says DHS may release non-citizens from custody who have been fully screened and vetted pending the outcome of their immigration status and process. Now, this comes as legislators on Capitol Hill said that they've come to an agreement on a bipartisan border policy. We'll have a little bit more on that in the next half hour. Live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
7:03 your time, and the big three things to know to get you through this week and get you to the upcoming weekend. Number one, sunshine to start the new week. The sun came up about 15 minutes ago. You're going to get it all day long, so enjoy it. High temperatures above average. Every day in the next 7 will be at least in the middle 50s. The majority of them will be in the low to middle 60s. Next, weather maker though. So the next significant shift in a weather pattern for us is going to come late in the week. We're talking Thursday night into Friday, and then stick with us going into the upcoming weekend. Until we get to Thursday night, You don't have much to worry about here, just knowing how to plan accordingly each day when it comes to what you're going to wear to get outside and making sure you have the sunglasses. Going to go a long way for you. What I'm watching here in the Weather Center, though, is not the best thing. Yes, we love the sunshine and the 60s. That feels great. We need some rain, though. We've been talking about this for months, and now it's creeping back in. Our drought conditions here. With no rain until Friday, the drought will continue to get a little bit worse. We've had it since August of last year. No umbrella needed. Again, just the sunglasses. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast. Temperatures looking really nice. 60 degrees later on today, 56 tomorrow, and then 60s for the rest of your 7-day. Current temperatures on the right side of your screen all the way through 9 o'clock.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-65 Trinity Lane there on the north side. As you can see, traffic is moving there and starting to bunch up a bit as you make that drive down from the north side. You want to try to take Ellington Parkway if you want. Dickerson Pike, those are good ways to steer clear as you come on down from that north side. Hopefully, things will continue to remain accident-free. That's what we're really looking for here on this particular drive. No crashes to report out there so far. Overall drive times looking a lot better than they were a little bit earlier from Clarksville, especially. They had that earlier crash that is now cleared. So 69 minutes on that drive and getting better. Murfreesboro into town at 70 minutes. We'll continue to keep an eye on the roads.
Justin, thank you very much. 7:05 right now. Developing right now, one of the anti-abortion protesters that the Department of Justice accused of blocking an entrance to an abortion clinic were involved with. This happened a while back, now giving her side of the story.
And this does come after a jury delivered a guilty verdict for 6 of the protesters last week. Now, those convicted of federal felonies, they could face years of prison time. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is live where all this protest started. Karen, what can you update us on now?
That's right. Well, one of the defendants, Paul Vaughn, tells me that he is facing 10.5 years in prison. His attorney, Steve Crampton, says that that's an unfair amount of time for simply staging a sit-in, and it actually happened inside this building behind me at Carafem Health Center. They're not offering abortion services anymore because, as you know, Roe versus Wade was overturned, but I want to give you an idea of what happened. Now, as you may imagine, back when it was open, several women were probably parking their cars in this lot, going in there just trying to get a choice of an abortion. And so these protesters were not wanting them to do that, saying that it was their religious belief. So they walked inside and they were dissuading these women from getting those abortions, some of them even singing hymns and expressing those religious beliefs. Now, the crux of this is that there is a law, a FACE Act, which says that if you block the entrances, then you are in violation of the law. And that's what they're being accused of doing, is blocking the entrances inside Carafem Health Center, which is there. Now, Paul Vaughn says that even though he was one of the protesters, he was not blocking the entrance. Therefore, he is not in violation of that FACE Act. He also tells me that he wasn't arrested the day that the blockade happened, but a year and a half later, authorities showed up to his house to arrest him. Take a listen.
I see two cars, unmarked cars, flashing lights. I see a guy out the side window holding my kids not at gunpoint, but with his gun across his chest at low ready, military style, detaining them, not letting them go back into the house. And the door, the house continues to rattle and they're banging again.
His sentencing, along with the 5 others, will be in early July. The U.S. attorney says, quote, in part, that the jury's verdict is a victory in the rule of law in this country. Now, Vaughn's attorney says after the sentencing, they plan to appeal. Reporting live in Mount Juliet, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Coming up, some members of the Metro Council are forming a brand new committee in hopes of trying to get support for a brand new Metro Animal Control facility. We'll tell you why it's so badly needed.
And continuing coverage of the border crisis.
You're in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:10 is the time, and some members of the Metro Council are now forming a brand new committee. They're calling this the Metro Pet Grouping Committee. They're meeting for the very first time just last week, and one of their main goals is gaining support for a brand new Metro Animal Control facility. Now, for years, Metro Council members and citizens alike have complained about the very small facility they have now over in South Nashville off of Harding Place. They've also complained about the lack of staff.
Each one of us that's sitting here as a council member, that's another vote. And I think Councilmember Bradford and I can agree we were 2 out of 40 last term, and we have many more hands on the plow, so that's going to make a difference when we start talking about budget and able to confer with colleagues to convince them that this is a good investment of time, money, and resources.
Now, the question is, how much time, money, and resources are we talking about here? It's unknown exactly how much a brand new facility would cost. They also want to keep the facility in the same area where they have it now, around the South Nashville area, very close to Harding Place. That's what they claim. The Metro Council will be voting on a brand new budget coming up in the month of June. Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. As you can see, traffic moving along pretty well there. We did have a bit of a slowdown a little bit earlier here coming through the Antioch area. Thankfully, though, things have cleared up here in the past little bit. We'll be able to get another look at your steer clear traffic coming up with you live and local through 9.
And also coming up here, weather looking pretty good right now. We have 60s and sunshine today when that goes back into multiple days worth of rain. Tracking it in your forecast.
And causing lane closures for over an hour. We are learning more.
Prepared for that moment.
He wants you to trust him step by step, and whatever you're facing, you'll always come out right.
Welcome into Fox 17 News this morning, just about 7:15 right now. In Operation Crime and Justice, property crime on the rise in Nashville. And people who live in Music City tell Fox 17 News they are fed up.
So how is the city handling this? That's the big question, and we're getting some answers. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin sitting down with a musician who shared her personal experiences.
Well, good morning, Jen and Erica. Last year, Nashville saw a 15% rise in property crime. It's something that affects anyone, even musicians, who hope their platform can help make a difference. Megan Patrick is a singer-songwriter who's lived in Nashville for 7 years. It's a place she loves and used to feel very safe in. But within 2 weeks, she experienced 2 different thefts. The first time, someone stole her gym bag from her car, and the second time, someone stole her purse with all of her personal belongings. Fortunately, she got her purse back, but she's speaking out in hopes that big changes are made.
I would have a hard time telling any of my, especially my female friends, that this is a great place to visit and, oh yeah, you can go out and you can feel safe, because I don't feel safe myself right now.
Now, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, you'll hear more of her story, as well as the response we're getting from Metro Police. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Amanda Chin, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Amanda, thank you. 7:16 is the time. We're going to check in now to find out more about that beautiful Monday morning forecast on tap.
It really is gorgeous. I mean, the weekend was great, and sometimes we just can't get out over the weekend. And you go, I missed the good day. You didn't miss the good days. I'm telling you right now, we have about 3 or more of them in a row.
Good.
Right near 60 degrees, plenty of sunshine out the door right now. What you can expect is not quite that warm, but we'll get there. We're starting off here at 46 degrees in the next hour, 47 degrees at 9 o'clock, and then 50 will be your temperature at 10 a.m. So loaded with sunshine, no problems here on a Monday. The problems come a little bit later in the week. Now, they're not bad by any means, no severe weather, no code red weather, but definitely inconveniences to plans that you might have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here's overnight Thursday night into Friday. Next chance for rain. Until then, we're dry. This goes Friday night into 1 p.m. I should say Thursday night until Friday, 1 p.m. So right in the middle of the afternoon, still a few showers on the radar. Then overnight Friday into Saturday, another wave comes in. You kind of get the idea of this pattern. On and off rainfall, light to moderate at best. No thunderstorm activity, but it will linger with us all the way through Sunday into Monday, and unfortunately even Tuesday. So once the rainmaker turns on, we're going to have it on and off for a good 4 to 5 days. That includes all 3 chunks of your weekend. You can download the Fox 17 Code Red weather app right there on your screen by getting that QR code scanned, or go to the App Store, depending upon the kind of device you have. 7-day forecast. Not much difference day to day when it comes to temperature. We'll be in the 50s, if not low to middle 60s, all the way through Saturday into Sunday. Even nighttime temperatures start to get a little bit better too. So there's a little bit of a swing. We get that uptick in temperature at night, so you'll wake up on Thursday morning, Friday morning, and Saturday morning with temperatures that will be well above the 40, if not close to 50-degree mark. This is that time frame we'll keep watching. We'll make sure you know what's coming your way when it comes to any potential rain threats. We need the rain. We are in a drought. We'll see how rough that drought's looking for us right now, coming up in the next check of your coded forecast in about 4 or 5 minutes from right now.
Steer clear traffic out there for you, everybody. Let's get a good look at what we're dealing with. I-24, you make that drive down the Laverne area there, exit 64. The traffic is slowing down. This was expected, not out of the ordinary here. As you make that drive in, we could see more congestion pour in as more and more people get on the roads. It's still over an hour in from Murfreesboro right now. You can take the Murfreesboro Pike area if you would like to try and steer clear. Also want to point out the newest crash we've just picked up. This is going to be on I-40, very close to McCrory Lane. It has made a mess back here of everything to the west of exit 192 out there. So if you know, as you're coming in from places like Fairview, from Pegram, from Kingston Springs, it's going to be close to an hour to fight your way through the traffic. Try to get Highway 70 while you still can. It's green right now. It will not be green coming up in a few minutes as more and more people jump off of 40 and make their way over there.
We also have continuing coverage right now talking about a motorcycle accident out of Murfreesboro. That is where two motorcycles collided with a Tesla. It happened on Saturday night.
It did, and we now know that one of those people on a motorcycle died in that crash. Let's take you there now as we go to Murfreesboro, happening on North Broad Street, right near the Harley-Davidson dealership there. The crash causing a road closure for hours, with one of those motorcycles catching fire.
The other motorcycle was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. The driver of that Tesla was not hurt. That crash, though, is still under investigation.
It's 7:20 right now. Big concerns in Trousdale County at the state prison there. We're going to take you there and explain why knives are at the center of investigations.
And a look over Nashville's.
To watch a 10-minute video is hard. Hiring Morgan & Morgan for your injury is easy.
Oh, that's the wrong video.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, is easy.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. 7:23 is your time right now. Operation Crime and Justice. Fox 17 News is learning 5 inmates have been stabbed in less than a month at the Trousdale Turner Correctional Facility in Hartsville. This is about 45 minutes or an hour north and east of Nashville.
Now we're getting this information in from Core Civic. That is the private corrections management group that is running the prison. The most recent stabbing happened back on February the 3rd, involving 2 inmates and leaving 1 person hurt.
We had another 2 inmates stabbed January 14th and then 2 more on January 22nd. Fox 17 News being told that none of these cases were life-threatening and no staff members have been injured so far.
Now, Fox 17 News did reach out to Core Civic, who manages the jail, for a statement. We've not heard back from them yet, but we are still when we do hear back from them, we'll be sure to update you with any statement that they make.
That's right. And like the update. Looking ahead right now, tonight on Fox 17 News at 9, Gary Sutton is sitting on Tennessee's death row waiting for his execution date.
After 32 years after this crime, some say there are some serious questions about whether or not he is guilty. There are 2 witnesses that say their testimony was twisted or omitted altogether, and they're also under some serious scrutiny. A key piece of evidence was also in question that was used to put Sutton away.
I just wanted to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to darn well be sure they're the ones that did it.
So is the wrong man behind bars? Well, you can decide for yourself when you see our investigation. That is tonight on Fox 17 News at 9.
7:24 your time, and let's get you out the door here on this Monday morning, and let's let the four-legged friends help us tell the story of the forecast here. We've got one of our dogs of the day here. We have a little bit sent in by James from Donaldson, getting the little boat right out there, kind of land shark in it here. There it is, 47 degrees at 9 o'clock. 62 degrees at 3 p.m. The entire day is good for a dog walk. I mean, everything about today's forecast screams, try to get outside and do something. Our other dog of the day, Heidi, sent in by Mike and Jamie from Hendersonville, and forecast holding very steadily for almost all of us here. 40s for right now, 50s near lunchtime, and then 60s right in the middle of the afternoon. Morning dog walk, a little bit cooler, but the sun's already out, already doing its job here for us. 50 degrees by 10 o'clock, and then we don't look back until we get to the 60s later today. How do you send in your dog of the day photos? To see them right here on Fox 17 News this morning? It's pretty easy. Just go to Facebook. You find my Facebook page, meteorologist Greg Bobus. You find the pinned post that has that picture of my dog, my little mail carrier, and then you can put down the photo you want me to use, your name, where you're from, and if you want to tell a little story, feel free to do so as well, and you'll see your dogs right here every morning on Fox 17 News this morning.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a good look at what we're facing out there at I-24. This is in the Waldron Road area as you make that drive in from Rutherford County. As you can see, traffic moving along. We're are running into some delays, though. It's a serious backup developing there. Takes you about an hour and 10 minutes right now from Murfreesboro into downtown. No accidents, just delays coming in. Now, there is an accident here on I-40. This is coming in from Kingston Springs. We got a crash at McCrory Lane. We understand everything to the west of McCrory Lane, exit 192. It's a bit of a mess and a backup right now. You want to take Highway 70 while you still can. That's going to be your best bet to steer clear of the backup.
Where is Summer Wells? Fox 17 News updating the case surrounding the missing 5-year-old from right here in Tennessee. And as we take a live look this morning from Nashville, we've learned that Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is just back from a trip to Texas, examining the situation on the southern border. He's got that State of the State address set for tonight, and we're going to...
If you're happy and you know it, shout it out. Hiller!
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Six people were found guilty last week for protesting in front of an abortion clinic and blocking the entrance of Care FM Health Center. I'll have more details coming up in a few minutes.
Wake up this morning. Ooh, there you go. Taking a look here. Got Nissan Stadium. Derrick Henry representing the two-tone blue yesterday at the Pro Bowl. We got lots of sunshine for right now, but I'm tracking rain by the end of the week in your Code Red forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 Waldron Road. You can see for yourself traffic is moving, but moving slowly, and it's moving slower than this on I-40 west of town. I'll show you where.
We cannot wait to get outside and enjoy the sunshine today. Oh, yeah. We do want to start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Monday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. And we start this half hour making headlines as a story that we've been following for years now, the search for answers in the disappearance of little Summer Wells, a little girl who just yesterday would have turned 8 years old.
A tough story here. Yeah. We understand Summer went missing from the small town of Rogersville. She was 5 years old when she vanished from her home. That was back in 2021. Her disappearance sparked weeks of searching throughout the county, involving so many agencies and hundreds of people coming out, combing through the wooded areas. Well, the TBI says they still do not have the answers that they are desperately seeking.
In fact, we still see billboards up around the Nashville area asking people to call 1-800-TBI-FIND with any information. So if you see those billboards up around town and maybe you're kind of new to the area and you're wondering, well, what's the story? Now you know. And again, that number 1-800-TBI-FIND, as they are still looking for answers in her disappearance. Developing news this morning, 6 people could be facing 10.5 years in prison after a jury convicted them of violating the FACE Act. That essentially enforces freedom of access to clinics, including abortion clinics in Tennessee.
Our Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar right behind us here where it all started. So Karen, what can you tell us?
Well, first I want to show you where that protest might have happened. Now, we're in the back of the building, but it happened in the front of the building. It actually was inside from who I just spoke with. She just came out of those doors. It was on the second floor. It is no longer existent Care FM Health Center just because Roe versus Wade was overturned, which forced it to close. But what I should tell you is that one of those 6 defendants, Paul Vaughn, spoke to me and tells me his side of the story. He says that he was accused of blocking the clinic's entrances, which violates that FACE Act. Now, since we don't have permission to be inside, I want to show you a video of what happened that day. Take a look at your screen. You can see several people standing in the hallway of the abortion clinic before police is called. The staff member accuses them of harassment. Another man is asked to move from in front of one of the doors and is accused of trespassing. Paul Vaughn was one of the people involved in this protest. He was found guilty last week of felony conspiracy against rights and a Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act offense. Vaughn's attorney says this was a peaceful protest and says he's not guilty of a crime. Take a listen to his attorney, Steve Crampton.
The building owner has never given them a proper trespass warning, so they had every right to be there. Paul, unlike some that may actually have positioned themselves in front of the door, never blocked access to anything.
The U.S. state's attorney says in response, these defendants knowingly chose to violate laws they disagreed with. The sentencing will be in early July. Reporting live in Mount Juliet, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
7:33, looking at your forecast here. You got through a beautiful weekend and you might think, well, can we keep it going? Keep the good weather going. We're going to. Bring on even more sunshine. It is up. It is beaming. We'll be up near 60 degrees later today. Above average temperatures the entire 7-day. Late week rain is the big thing. This upcoming weekend will not be like the weekend we just wrapped up. We have rain chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No code red weather, but absolutely, if you're making plans for the weekend, you're going to want to listen up. A new look at Future Track is coming your way in about 5 minutes from right now that will begin to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together for your weekend. Look at that. Gorgeous look at downtown Nashville. And we also are talking about extending daylight here day by day. Sunset today will be at 5:18. Sunset on March 10th, which is when daylight saving time begins, 6:51. So yeah, we're starting to see that slow maneuver out of winter and into spring. Get some breakfast and enjoy yourself. Your weather's not going to slow you down this morning. 50 degrees at 10 o'clock, 55 at 11. And I mentioned a really good looking 7-day forecast. Here it is. 60 degrees for Monday, 56 tomorrow, low 60s Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday is when everything flips on that side here and we have the chance for some rain that does move in. We will have that updated look at Future Track for you in about 6 minutes from right now.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning takes us to the south side of town. This is going to be I-65, very close to Moore's Lane there on the south side. As you can see, traffic is moving there and moving nicely, but we are dealing with some slowdowns in other areas of town. That is for sure, but not here in Williamson County. Not too bad at all from here. Let's take you out to the west side. That's where we are running into some problems here at I-40 close to McCrory Lane. That's where we have the crash there, blocking off the shoulder and a lane. And the backup here is pretty epic. You want to try to take Highway 70 right here to the north through Pegram. That's going to be your best bet to steer clear because the drive times coming in from Kingston Springs and anywhere else to the west here, going down to Fairview, around 49 minutes on the drive.
Justin, thank you very much. At 7:35 right now, happening tonight, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee will give his State of the State address. He's back home this morning after making a visit to the southern border in Texas.
Illegal immigration, a national crisis impacting all of us here in Middle Tennessee. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse has more from the Capitol.
Governor Bill Lee let the Texas Governor Greg Abbott know that he's ready to send 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops if needed. Now, this letter made its way to the city of Franklin, letting cities know nearly 600 immigrants made some areas their intended destination. Senators Bill Hagerty and Senator Marsha Blackburn sent a letter to DHS saying, in part, this is not surprising given the catch and release policy. Tennesseans, quote, should not have to bear the brunt of your failure to secure our border. Mayor Freddie O'Connell says he's not sure if Nashville got word from DHS.
One of our priorities as a city is to ensure that we are taking care of one another, and so we are looking at ensuring that we have the capacity. We use some of our American Rescue Plan funding to provide immigration legal services.
Now, this all comes as legislatures on Capitol Hill say they've come to an agreement on a bipartisan border deal over the weekend. Nothing has been voted on so far. Reporting at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
It's been an incredible relief to see him where he is now, knowing the concern that we had about whether he was going to live early on.
A snow day that turned into a grueling 3-week recovery, and the 10-year-old boy who's now back home after the sledding accident. We'll tell you how his friends and family have welcomed him back home.
I knew when you'd say something to me, I didn't have to wonder if you were telling me the truth.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now is 7:40. Just as a reminder, Tennessee Secretary of State wants you to know that you've got to get registered to vote by this evening if you want to vote in the March 5th primaries. If you want to check out a sample ballot and all the requirements, head on over to fox17.com. We've got you covered. Just search Fox Links.
A 10-year-old boy is back home in Franklin. This is after a severe sledding accident. We're talking about Colson Harris. He fractured his skull just last month.
Now, his fate was really uncertain for quite some time. The first few days, very touch and go after that crash. And now here we are about 3 weeks later, and Colson has returned home surrounded by a lot of encouragement.
All of the neighborhood has really rallied around his recovery and been really praying desperately for him to get better.
Well, friends and family have set up a GoFundMe account to try and pay for his medical expenses. His recovery at home will likely take a few months. You can find a link to that GoFundMe account on our website at fox17.com.
Here we are, 7:41, looking at your forecast, and we're going to work you through that late week weather maker I mentioned a little while ago that we're going to see here on late Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Really, the showers begin to trickle in as early as Friday morning. The timeline is not 100% locked down, but just know that we do have rain on Friday, rain on Saturday and Sunday. We're staying warm the entire time, so there will not be a real big temperature change, but showers will be in the forecast. One click of the button goes from 9 a.m. all the way through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Some clouds build on Thursday, and then here's Thursday night into early Friday morning, 3 a.m. on Friday, taking us into the afternoon. We're going to get these pushes of rain. We get really wave after wave throughout those 3 days. So it's not going to rain the whole time, but throughout each day, there will be multiple periods of rain that do come down. Here's 6 p.m. on Saturday, so a good chunk of the day on Saturday. Fairly rainy as well. It's trending to be where most of our heavier rainfall from this system is going to stay to our south, but we will have a few decent pockets that do track in and out of Middle Tennessee. This is Sunday morning. If you have any early morning plans on Sunday, have the rain gear. Essentially, have the rain gear and have the umbrella ready for you to go every single hour of each of those days, because there will be pop-up showers. Now, how do you figure out where the rain is at when you're on the go and we're not right here on air? Well, you can get the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. You scan that QR code right there, or go to either one of the app stores. One click of the button, it'll tell you exactly where the rain is at compared to where you're at, and you can dodge those showers when they start popping up later this week.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 7:43. This is a live look here at I-40 at 46th Avenue over on the west side of town. As you can see, traffic there is moving along, even though we're running into some problems west of there at I-40 near McCrory Lanes. You make that drive into town, it's a big slow go all the way back for several miles from the McCrory Lane exit, traveling further back towards Fairview. You want to use Highway 70 if you can. That's going to be the best bet to steer clear.
At 7:43 right now, just moments ago, we were telling you about Colson Harris, the little boy injured in that sledding accident. Well, unfortunately, he's not the only child to have injuries after a situation like that. We want to update you on the story of Mary Atkins. We told you about her a couple of weeks ago. She had an accident in Westmoreland.
Now, the 17-year-old broke her spinal cord while sledding with her friends last month. She had to have emergency surgery to try to fuse her neck vertebrae back together. Thankfully, Mary is now out of the trauma unit and in a regular hospital room.
We understand she's able to lift her arms and she's regained sensation in her legs and her abdomen, which are both positive signs. Mary also has a very strong community behind her there in Westmoreland and a GoFundMe account just like Colson does. She's now heading to Atlanta, though, for some specialized rehab. And that GoFundMe account set up for her, which is also on our website, is raising money to help cover some of those medical expenses.
Well, coming up in a few minutes, we are catching up with the 5th District Congressman in the United States House of Representatives from the state of Tennessee, Andy Ogles. We're going to tell you where he stands on the Band-Aid for the federal budget and the crisis along the southern.
Tucson compares to a Tucson. Now get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Hurry in.
Welcome back. 7:46 is the time. The U.S. is continuing to see an influx of illegal immigrants at our southern border.
That's right. And Senate negotiators did unveil a bipartisan deal to secure the U.S.-Mexico border just yesterday. It does include provisions to raise standards for asylum screening and would also end the practice known as catch and release.
And we also told you that Fox 17 News learned last week nearly 600 migrants processed at the southern border could be coming right here to Middle Tennessee.
As part of our team coverage this morning on this big topic, joining us live right now is the 5th District U.S. Representative, Mr. Andy Ogles, to tell us where he stands on the crisis along the border here. Good morning, Mr. Ogles. What's your first thought on what has now been put forward?
Well, first things first, the House, we passed H.R. 2, which was a bill that would actually secure the border. What the Senate is sending over is a bunch of garbage. It actually codifies or allows 2 million, it's 1.8 million people to come into the country illegally. That's not acceptable. America has spoken and spoken loudly. They want the border secure and closed. And then the other part of this is the Senate is talking about sending another $60 billion to Ukraine. Keep in mind, last year, 2023, the entire
All right, looks like his live shot there might have frozen. Let's hang here for just one moment to see if we can get him back on the line, because we do have a lot of other questions we'd like to ask him. So, Mr. Ogles, sorry for that. You got to love the technical difficulties on live TV, but go ahead and continue with your thought that you were just mentioning.
Well, the current Senate bill, allows 2 million people to come into this country illegally. That's not acceptable. We should shut down the border. We have the ability to do so. The Senate is lost its mind. We're going to spend more money in Ukraine than we will on our Marines.
More scared this time.
An atmospheric river is set to start.
Okay, it sounds like we might be having some technical difficulties. So, Mr. Ogles, we apologize for that. I'd like to try to get that worked out and bring you back on if you have a moment. I know you're busy this morning, but I want to talk a little bit about, too, what's happening with the GOP efforts to try to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas.
Yes,
he was talking about things along the southern border there and calling for more enforcement along the southern border. So we're going to do that and try to tap back in with Mr. Ogles here in just a moment. Right now, though, let's send it over to our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bovis. And, man, what looks like a great week on tap here, Greg?
Truly great indeed. If you like the weekend, you will enjoy the beginning of this week without a doubt. Sunshine to start the week. You take a look outside right now, you've already got it beaming through your windows. High temperatures above average. I know we have a lot of rough heating bills that are coming our way from the last couple of months. This could hopefully be a week where you don't have to run the heat. Even at night, we'll have temperatures that go back into the 40s. Highs above average the entire week, 50s and 60s. Next, Weather Maker arrives Friday. We've been talking about it here every half hour. I'm getting new little updates and tweaking the forecast. We'll do that again as we go into the 8 o'clock half hour, and I'll show you future track. We need the rain, though. It'll be inconvenient timing for the weekend, but we need it because we are still in a drought. We have no rain until Friday. Now, the drought, we did get a little bit of relief from it, or a little help with it, with the rain we had a few weeks ago, but now we've gone back into a drier period with just warmer temperatures and plenty of sunshine. No umbrella, grab the shades, and you'll be good. Here is the drought monitor. 2-3 weeks ago, that red color, which is the most extreme drought you can have, crept all the way close to the Nashville area. So we have put down some much needed rainfall, but we need more to continue to catch up. We've had a color on the map, some form of drought, since August of last year. So that rain, annoying as it may be, if you have plans, is going to be a necessary thing that we need to work with, and it will come down light to moderate. We're not worried about any thunderstorm activity or any severe weather. Rain late in the week, but all clear for Code Red. So that's good. If we're going to get the rain, let it be the useful kind, not the kind that can be dangerous. Taking a look, plenty of sun right now. Speaking of sunsets, our sunset going to be at 5:18, but it'll be at 6:51 on March 10th. That's the beginning of daylight saving time. So we're really working into more and more daylight, more and more sunshine and climbing temperatures. Get yourself a bite to eat here this morning, and you'll be good to go. Weather will not slow you down at any point the next couple of days. We'll get you your 7-day forecast and plan out your weekend coming up in about 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a look at I-24, the 65 junction, making that drive down from the Whites Creek and Jolton area. We're running into a bit of a slowdown as you make that drive in because of some congestion as you build in from the north side. As you can see, though, traffic is going to get by okay. Just some congestion, though, for sure. You could try to take Brick Church Pike as the best way to steer clear as you make that drive in. We're also watching the slow go continue on from Kingston Springs on I-40. You want to take Highway 70 is the best way to steer clear. The crash is around McCrory Lane, so everything west of there is very slow.
All right, Justin. Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much. Hey, okay, maybe the third time is the charm. We've got back Representative Andy Ogles on the line, who wanted to talk to us this morning, joining us about the news from overnight that the Senate has put forward a border bill. Representative Ogles, I'm going to quote you just a moment ago. You said it's garbage. Tell us why.
Well, again, when you look at the provision inside the bill, that it really is codifying amnesty. And so I think that's, if you only know one thing about the Senate bill, that this is closet amnesty. It is a bad deal for America. So what happens is with this bill, it creates a status, it's expedited. But the problem is once you start giving 1.8 million people a year a quote unquote status, then they can't be deported. The Biden administration has let in over 8 million people. We're going to have to start deporting people. That is a fact. Our border towns can't handle it. Quite frankly, Tennessee, I mean, just we saw with the release of the memo for the Department of Homeland Security that we have roughly 600 so-called. And this memo is dated back to September, so we don't even have an updated number, but they're coming to Middle Tennessee. And then, I testified in Homeland Security Committee. We did the research that it cost Tennessee almost $1 billion a year, B as in Bravo, to pay for illegal immigration. So this is not sustainable, and that $1 billion should be going to your kids, should be going to our veterans. There's so many other things that we should be doing with those resources, and allowing people to come in here illegally is a non-starter for me. Close the border, no amnesty. That's a simple message.
All right, real quick, when it comes to ousting Homeland Security leader Alejandro Mayorkas, where do you stand on that? We know we can get some more updates about that later this week.
Yeah, I expect that we're going to be voting on that. There's some calls for it to be a vote this week, maybe next week. But that being said, not only should he be impeached, he should be in prison. I mean, if you or I went to the southern border and let's say we helped 12 people across the border, you and I would go to jail. He is derelict in his duty. He's allowed 8 million people to come in over his watch. That's treasonous in my book. You don't allow our country to be invaded and not stand there and fight for your country, and he should be impeached for sure. All
right. Representative Andy Ogles, thank you for joining us this morning. A lot to say, and we'll be sure to share this interview on Fox17.com for more folks to catch up on this.
All right, 7:54 is the time right now, and unfortunately, the pothole season in Middle Tennessee is just beginning. But we have an update for you now on the newest ones that have popped up and the work being done to try to fill them.
Plus, the snow and ice did not stop Mount Juliet officers from
hit you. Insurance companies could put us out of business if they wanted to. All they have to do is be fair. But they're not. I can help.
Welcome back. Right now it's 7:57. A look at your forecast. The one accessory you're going to want today: sunglasses. The sunshine going to be beaming all day long. Temperatures are going to quickly begin to climb. They weren't bad at any point this morning, upper 30s and low 40s, but by the time you get a bite to eat for lunch, we're going to be well into the 50s, close to 60 degrees by 1 p.m. And we'll hang out in that territory, that 60-degree range, for about 3-4 hours of this afternoon. And then going into sunset, we'll drop back down under the 30s. We'll keep the clear sky, so a little bit colder overnight tonight. Coming up, though, as we go into the 8 o'clock half hour, a new look at future track. We have multiple days worth of rain that could impact any weekend plans that you have, depending upon what time of the day you're making them. We'll take a look at that and then see how long these warmer temps last before kind of a slip slide back to reality.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take you to Vietnam Veterans Boulevard there. That is very close to Gallatin Pike on the north side. As you can see, traffic is moving there. It is moving slowly because of just congestion that is building up in that area. So heads up for you making that drive down from Sumter County. Just picked up a crash at Ellington near Broadmoor. That is coming in from the Madison and East Nashville area. You can see TDOT adjusting their cameras and zooming in there. The best way to steer clear, well, it's tough because this is the detour for a lot of things on 65. Looks like they may be clearing things up there, so this may not be a problem for much longer. We're going to tell you about a big problem going on west of town coming up in our 8 o'clock hour.
Justin, thank you. Well, just a couple minutes before 8 o'clock right now, and we've all been dodging them across the mid-state, talking about the potholes left over from last month's winter storms. Well, we're hearing from Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell saying that on the city's part, okay, so this would be NDOT, the Nashville Department of Transportation, they've now repaired more than 3,000 potholes.
Wow, so to report a pothole in this city, head to the website hubnashville.gov. And we do have some more updates on how to make it work, fox17.com. Now, if you see a pothole on a state highway,
so this would be TDOT.
That's different. You can also report it online, though, to have it fixed.
Make sure you get the location. That would include things like a route number, cross streets, any kind of markers nearby. And as Erica mentioned, we've got a link for you to do that as well at fox17.com. Just search up pothole and may the force be with you.
Hey, there is a police officer in Mount Juliet that is receiving high praise for his courage and swift work during the icy storm last month. Joshua Wiseman, take a look here, was deemed Mount Juliet's Officer of the Month for January. Officer Wiseman was on I-40 during the snow and the ice, all that mess, responding to an impaired driver.
Now, police chief says that Mr. Wiseman went above and beyond by caring for a 7-year-old passenger involved in that whole thing. Wiseman commended for his exemplary service and commitment to keeping Mount Juliet safe.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
U.S. senators sounding the alarm on immigrants who may come to Middle Tennessee. We'll tell you what those senators have to say next.
Sunshine for now, but always tracking that next weather maker, and it comes before the end of the week. Several days worth of rain. And new update to Future Track in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic for you, Ellington Parkway near Broadmoor. Bit of a crash on the shoulder. We'll tell you about this and a crash that's easing up from the west side of town.
All right, do want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here for our 8 o'clock hour of Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We've got you covered live through 9.
We're going to get started this Monday morning with an update. We're talking about a Murray County fire. Right here, we're showing you some photos. The department Firefighters say they responded to a home right here on Parsons Bend Road around 2 yesterday and found that a fire was in that semi-detached barn and unfortunately had spread to the home. They do say the home was a total loss, but the good news is here, no one was hurt by the fire.
Looking ahead right now, Governor Bill Lee is giving his State of the State address tonight from Nashville. This comes after he visited the southern border with Mexico over the weekend.
A lot of lawmakers have a lot to say about this. So Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live at the Capitol with some updates. What can you share with us, Peyton?
Yeah, good morning, Erica and Jen. So Governor Bill Lee, this comes just after he made his visit, just like you all mentioned, to the Texas southernmost border of the for U.S. and Mexico. And this comes just as we learned about this letter that was sent from the Department of Homeland Security to Middle Tennessee cities throughout our state. And U.S. Senator Bill Hagerty and Senator Marsha Blackburn sent that letter to DHS saying in part that they want more information on the nearly 600 immigrants intending to come to Middle Tennessee. Mayor Freddie O'Connell says he's not sure if Nashville was notified.
One of our priorities as a city is to ensure that we are taking care of one another, and so we are looking at ensuring that we have the capacity. We use some of our American Rescue Plan funding to provide immigration legal services.
Now, the notice says that DHS may release non-citizens from custody who have been fully screened and vetted pending the outcome of their immigration processes. And we'll have to check in with ICE as well. And this as legislators on Capitol Hill say that they've come to an agreement on a bipartisan border policy. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Check out your forecast here on this Monday morning, starting up a brand new week, but keeping the weather pattern that we had over the weekend. Boy, was Saturday a nice one. Really, overall, the weekend shook out pretty nicely for us, and that'll be the case for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We have plenty of sunshine, above average temperatures, and late week rainfall. Week starts great, ends a little more iffy when it comes to dry hours versus rainy hours. They're going to be fighting each other here, and there will be some rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All clear, though. No code red weather for us. No significant thunderstorm activity. No damaging wind. No flooding. Just light to moderate rainfall that will come in on and off waves throughout the end of this week and the weekend. We'll be tracking it in real time as that rain gets closer and closer to us throughout the week. But until then, just know we're drier and we're going to keep everything all clear. So enjoy the next few days. Find some time for yourself to get outside and enjoy this. Look at that. Bright blue sky. Not a cloud in the sky. Temperatures already climbing for us here over the Nashville skyline. Where are we at? We're at 45 right now in Nashville. When these temperatures update in an hour, we're going to easily be into the 50s already and take that all the way up to near 60 degrees later on today. That's where we're going to go on the extended forecast. 60, 56 degrees tomorrow, 62 degrees on Wednesday. I might call that the best day of the next 7, even though it'll be a little bit cloudier. And then we have temperatures that will stay in the 60s. We're tracking that rain for you. That is the next thing we're doing in your Code Red forecast in about 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning following a crash that we just saw here on Ellington Parkway near Broadmoor. Over on the north side of town, TDOT came, they saw, they visited, and they've left. So the cameras have gone back to normal, but the crash is still out there. You still find a couple of people on the shoulder of the road, but apparently not causing that big of a backup there in that area. All right, good news. If you're coming in from the Kingston Springs area, this crash at one point had the drive time up to 55 minutes close to McCrory Lane. Thankfully, things have eased up. We're now up to 40 minutes. It's still a bit of a backup there as you come in from places like Fairview, but overall, things are getting better, not worse there on I-40. You can take Highway 70 still if the backup is in your area. We're also following other areas of town, 65 near Dickerson Pike on the north side, congestion causing this particular slowdown.
Justin, thank you. New this morning, sharing his side of the story. A man accused of blocking the entrance to a Mount Juliet abortion clinic a few years ago, now speaking through his attorney after a jury delivered a guilty verdict for him and 5 other protesters.
He and others could be facing more than a decade in prison. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live where the protests happened.
Good morning. Well, I spoke to a woman about 30 minutes ago that says that protesters back in March of 2021 were gathered right here on this sidewalk, some of them walking on this sidewalk, even past this grass here to try to get into the building where Carafem Health Center was located. Now, we can't show you the door to protect the privacy of health patients that are going through it, but what I can tell you is that Paul Vaughn, one of those 6 defendants, was accused of blocking the entrance, as you mentioned, and he tells me he didn't block the entrance. Let me show you what happened that day. You can see the anti-abortion protesters being asked to leave and them explaining their religious beliefs. The woman in the video accuses them of trespassing and harassment. The blocking of the entrance to an abortion clinic is violation of the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act offense. Paul says he was wrongfully arrested a year and a half later. Take a listen.
I see a guy out the side window holding my kids not at gunpoint, but with his gun across his chest at low ready, military style, detaining them, not letting them go back into the house. And the door, the house continues to rattle and they're banging again.
He tells me that was a scary moment for him and his family. Now, the sentencing of those 6 defendants will be in early July. He says that him and his attorney, Steve Crampton, plan to appeal. Reporting live in Mount Juliet, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Some members of the Metro Council are forming a new committee in hopes of getting support for a brand new Metro Animal Control Center. We're going to bring you up to speed on that story.
And this crash caused closures for hours.
0% interest for 84 months. Going on now, only at Ashley.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Ponce Law.
(8:10) is the time. Some of the Metro Council members for the city of Nashville have formed a brand new committee. It's called the Metro Pet Grooming Committee or Grouping Committee. They've met for the very first time just last week. One of their major goals is trying to gain support for a brand new Metro Animal Control facility. Now, for years, the Metro Animal Control office has been just too small. That's what Metro Council members and citizens have both complained about. It's been too small and they haven't had enough staff to deal with all the demand.
We would
like to expand our adoption program and the programs that we're already running now. Again, space would be a factor. We're running into an issue where our shelter population, animal-wise, is continuously at a peak, needing more kennel staff to come in and care. With space, there's limited space for those that need offices. We don't have any more offices, so we're going to need to expand on that front as well.
Now, at this point, it's unknown exactly how much a brand new office could cost the city of Nashville. They do want to keep it in the same area where they have it now, in the South Nashville area along Harding Place.
8:11, looking at your forecast, and this is Future Track. This is taking you through the rest of this week and finding our rain by the end of the week. Starting off 9 a.m. today. Click of the button. We go through 9 o'clock today all the way through Wednesday and into Thursday. Sunshine for Monday, sunshine for Tuesday, partly cloudy Wednesday, Thursday into Thursday night. Here's 3 a.m. Thursday night into Friday morning. You can see the clouds have already picked up. The green right here, light rainfall begins to track into Middle Tennessee. And then going into your Friday morning and even afternoon, a few more isolated rain showers are going to be there on the radar. They'll be on and off. This first little batch on Friday, fairly light in scope. When it comes into what we see Friday night into Saturday and then throughout the day on and off for Saturday, we have some darker greens and some yellows closer to home. Bank on rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at some point of your day. It's going to be a little bit hit and miss right now. We're still 4 days away, but we know that there's going to be rain on the radar all 3 of those days. So any outdoor plans, pay close attention to the forecast as we get closer to, say, Wednesday. A really good feel on what's going to be happening hour by hour. And there will be gaps in that rain. So that's kind of the trick here for us for the rest of this week, is to find those little gaps in the rain for you for your weekend, so you can alter any plans you may want to have that are outdoors.
Steer clear traffic as you get out the door this morning. Here we are at 8:13. Quick look here on the north side. This is going to be I-65 at Dickerson Pike. You can see it there for yourself. Traffic is moving, but moving a little slowly. A lot of congestion is built up here on the north side, but no accident to tell you about. This is just all your friends and neighbors getting out there on the road at the same time. Here are your brand new drive times fresh out the oven this morning. 37 minutes in from Kingston Springs, just over an hour now from Murfreesboro, 36 minutes in from Hendersonville. She come down from Sumner County.
I don't feel safe myself right now.
Up next, in Operation Crime and Justice, property crime is on the rise in Nashville, and it's now impacting the city's lifeblood, our music industry. I'll tell you how the city is handling this issue.
And what should have been a Sunday morning filled with praise and worship becomes...
It happened.
We've been breathing this.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
Welcome back. 8:16 is the time. Property crime is on the rise in Nashville, and now one artist telling us that she is fed up after being victimized twice in just 2 weeks.
Fox 17 News reporter Amanda Chen with her story and how the city is planning to handle the problem.
Megan Patrick is a singer-songwriter who's lived in Nashville for 7 years. It's a place she loves and used to feel very safe in. But within a 2-week span, she experienced 2 thefts. On January 8th,
someone broke into my truck and stole my gym bag, which I thought was weird. There's nothing of value in there, but nonetheless, it felt very violating that someone had my things.
And on January 22nd, Patrick says a girl stole her purse at a bar in Wedgwood, Houston.
I did call the police and file a report, and I just wasn't really getting a lot of responses. They had told me a detective would reach out, and I had never really had anybody get back to me, and so I handled it privately.
Fortunately, she got her purse back, but she's speaking out in hopes that big changes are made.
I would have a hard time telling any of especially my female friends, that this is a great place to visit and oh yeah, you can go out and you can feel safe, because I don't feel safe myself right now.
Patrick especially thinks about the incident that just happened in front of Soho House, where police say 2 men kidnapped and robbed a woman at gunpoint in January.
As a woman in this town who often has to go out at night and do stuff like that for my job, it's really frustrating, and it's very unnerving, because it feels like even with taking every possible precaution, it still feels so unavoidable.
I reached out to Metro Police to get a response to some of Patrick's concerns with crime. A spokesperson tells me these are often crimes of opportunity and advises the public to keep their items secure and always be aware of your surroundings. As for the police response, the department says there's not an average wait time for those specific crimes. While the department is around 170 officers short, they have 8 recruitment classes for this calendar year and hope to be fully staffed as soon as possible.
Amanda, Ms. Patrick, like so many of us, have witnessed this city change over the last few years.
And I think it also comes with, more people moving into the city, but she says she's been here for 7 years and has definitely noticed that increase in property crime specifically. Her husband, Mitchell Tenpenny, he's lived here his whole life, and he even says it's disheartening to see kind of what she's been through and what other folks have been through. And, I've only been here 2.5 years, but just recently in my neighborhood in West Nashville, I have had several neighbors who've had their car windows smashed. And I'm like, oh, geez, is that going to happen to me? So it leaves everyone a little bit on edge,
Yeah, especially when their friends are asking, hey, is it safe to come? And they're like, I don't know, depends on where you are.
Right, when it happens to them personally, of course.
Well, and I know you'll be following the story because you have to think, if this really does start to impact tourism, which is what makes the bottom line dollars for Nashville, that something's going to have to change.
Right, and it also relates to, the roofie stories that I've been working on as well. I have one coming out this Wednesday, so.
Amanda Chen, thank you so much for waking up with us here.
Yeah, thank you.
Always appreciate it.
Well, the
We're gonna
weather,
check in now.
Yeah, the weather is lovely.
Lovely. Can we go outside now?
Okay, it's almost time. We're almost there.
We're almost there. We're almost there. And when you walk outside, we're going to see this. The bright blue sky. Beautiful, beautiful day on tap for us here. I mean, there's not much we can complain about. Decent temperatures, no humidity. It's not even a cold start to the day, and we have the sunshine. And it's a Monday, so if you can get all those things on a Monday, that's not a bad Monday at all. Let's get you out the door here on February 5th and taking a look at a forecast of very quickly warming temperatures. 55. We'll be up there by the time we hit 11 o'clock, and that sunshine doesn't go anywhere. Lace them up, get outside, walk around the block, take the dog for an extra walk, do something to get that fresh air. I know one of the things on my list for this week, one of the days where we're in the low 60s, cracking a couple of windows and just letting some fresh air in and turning off that heater for a few days when our night times are in the 40s. This is Future Track, though. I keep showing this as often as possible this morning because the end of the week is very unsettled. We're going to go into a Friday situation where in the morning rain begins to move in, and once it starts, we're going to have on and off rounds of rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Having the Code Red Weather app is going to be your best friend if you have plans and you want to check that radar on the go and not get stuck in one of these decent showers that will be coming down. 60 degrees today, 56 degrees tomorrow, and then low 60s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There are the better nighttime temperatures. I know a lot of the heating bills did not look pretty from December, and they're not going to look great from January. So if you can turn the heat off for a little bit here, get some window open action going, and just save a couple extra bucks, that could go a long way here in the coming months.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Quick look here on I-40 near Spence Lanes. You make that drive in from the east side, a bit of congestion, but overall no major tie-ups out here for you this morning. We will take a look on some other sides of town coming up in a few, but right now no major accidents to slow you up, at least not right this second with steer clear traffic.
We also have continuing coverage with an update out of Murfreesboro where 2 motorcycles collided with a Tesla. It happened on Saturday night. Well, we now know that one of the motorcyclists was killed in that accident.
Okay, this all happened on North Broad Street, where we're showing you pictures right now. This is right in front of the Harley-Davidson dealership, and the crash caused that road to shut down for hours. We understand that, as Erica mentioned, 1 motorcyclist died, another one injured and is in stable condition this morning, so that's the good news. The driver of the Tesla not injured in this crash. It's 8:21 and in Battle State Prison in Trousdale County. We're going to take you just north and east of Nashville, where knives have been a real concern and the people who are using them.
Plus, in continuing your community.
Tucson compares to a Tucson. Now get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Hurry in.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning, 8:24, Operation Crime and Justice now. Fox 17 News is learning that 5 inmates have been stabbed over the course of 1 month at the Trousdale Turner Correctional Facility in Hartsville.
Now, this is happening over the last 30 days, this according to Core Civic, the private corrections management group that is running the prison. The most recent stabbing happened back on February the 3rd, involving 2 inmates and leaving 1 person who got hurt.
Another 2 inmates stabbed January 14th, 2 more January 22nd. So what's going on here? Well, we reached out to leaders and we're told that none of these were life-threatening situations and no staff members have been injured.
What we want to know is if all of this is related or not, or these separated incidents. We have reached out to CoreCivic, who manages the jail, for some updates and a statement. We are yet to hear back from them.
We go to Hendersonville this morning, and what should have been a Sunday morning filled with praise and worship becomes a crime scene there in the city by the lake after vandals damaged the Luna Lane Church of Christ. This is on the peninsula side, in other words, the lake side of Hendersonville, just off Walton Ferry Road.
Yeah, the atrium and the nursery were all heavily ransacked there at the church, and the fellowship hall, along with the classrooms, were flooded in the incident. There were televisions ripped off the wall and stolen.
A fire extinguisher, we understand, also ended up being sprayed all over the main area of worship. This happened, just a few days ago, forcing the church to cancel their Sunday services.
They did take away one of our greatest privileges here, and that was the ability to worship together. And we did sprinkle out to other churches, but that's just not the same as coming together here.
Cleanup is underway. The church does hope to reopen for services by Wednesday night, or at least by next Sunday. Hendersonville police are investigating and asking anybody with information to please come forward.
And we are continuing in our community this morning in a church in Waverly. That is where one congregation had a lot to celebrate with their Sunday service. You see, yesterday was the Waverly Church of the Nazarenes' very first service in their brand new building. This is after that catastrophic flood that took place a few months ago.
How about that? Now, the 80-year-old building they had been in was filled to the ceiling with water. Church members had to make repairs so they could use the damaged building in the meantime while constructing a new facility on higher ground.
Now, we're talking about 2.5 years later, so I said a few months, and it's been longer than that, that the 18,000 square foot state-of-the-art church opened up their doors for worship for several hundred people attending the service. Congratulations to those. A long road back. Steer clear traffic. Speaking of roads, let's get you to I-40 at Donaldson Pike out near the airport. If you got a flight this morning, you're doing okay getting to the airport. No big problems holding you up. Once you get there, we've run into several delays earlier in the morning. Hopefully things have smoothed out there near the airport, but we're doing okay so far.
And here we go, plenty of sun and 60s for right now, but by the end of the week, our next weather maker brings in several days in a row where you have to dodge showers on and off. We're going to track it for you in your forecast.
U.S. senators voicing their concerns about the...
Keeping you informed the minute news breaks. Watch Fox 17 News at 5:30.
Injured? Call America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
In a few minutes, hear from the attorney of one of the 6 defendants that were convicted last week for violating the FACE Act here in Mount Juliet.
Beautiful blue sky for us to start off today, but this is not going to last all week. There is a weather maker I am already tracking that's coming up in just a few moments. The latest coming into the Weather Center on the timeline.
Steer clear traffic on I-24 at Waldron Road as you make that drive into town from Laverne. Things are moving along much better than they were a few moments ago. We'll let you know about other places you may need to steer clear.
Let's start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Monday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. Let's get started right now with one of our top headlines this half hour. And it is the continuing coverage of the story that really gripped our state, the search for answers and the disappearance of the little girl behind us, Summer Wells. We understand that she would have just celebrated her 8th birthday yesterday.
Summer went missing from the small town of Rogersville, where she was 5 years old at the time, and that was back in 2021 that this all happened. Her disappearance sparking weeks of searching throughout the county, involving so many agencies and hundreds of people combing through wooded areas. The TBI saying that they still right now do not have the answers that they desperately need to figure this out.
All right, so if you have any information, you're asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Also this morning, developing right now, 6 people could be facing 10.5 years in prison after a jury convicts them of violating something called the FACE Act. That is a law that enforces freedom to access of clinics such as an abortion clinic.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us where it all started and spoke with one of the men involved.
Good morning. Yes, well, it all started right here. A woman I spoke with says that she saw several of those protesters gathering on this sidewalk. Those that didn't stay on this sidewalk walked into that building behind me here at Providence Pavilion. They went up to the 2nd floor where the Seraphim Health Center used to be before Roe versus Wade was overturned. Now, those protesters, the U.S. Attorney's Office says, blocked the clinic's entrances, which violates the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act. We don't have permission to be inside and show you a little bit more of what it could have looked like, but this video shows a part of what happened that day. Take a look. You can see several people standing in the hallway of the abortion clinic before police is called. The staff member accuses them of harassment. Another man is asked to move from in front of one of the doors and is accused of trespassing. Paul Vaughn was one of the people involved in this protest. He was found guilty last week of felony conspiracy against rights and the FACE Act. Vaughn's attorney says this was a peaceful protest and says he's not guilty of a crime. Take a listen.
The building owner has never given them a proper trespass warning, so they had every right to be there. Paul, unlike some that may actually have positioned themselves in front of the door, never blocked access to anything.
The U.S. State's attorney says in part that they knowingly chose to violate these laws. The sentencing for those 6 defendants will be on July 2nd. Vaughn and his attorney says that they plan to appeal. Reporting live in Mount Juliet, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
8:34, taking a look at your forecast. The big 3 things to know to start your brand new week and get you to the upcoming weekend. Sunshine to start. Look out the window, you already know what's up. Might have even woken you up. Taking a look here, high temperatures above average every single day. Afternoons and starting on Wednesday, morning temperatures, so the overnight lows get above average. The next weather maker does arrive on Friday. If you enjoyed the last 3 days we had, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this past weekend, we're not getting that again this time around. Rain will be in the forecast all 3 days. Later sunsets, though. So when we do have these sunny days to kick off the beginning of the week, at least we get a good deal of it. 5:18 will be our sunset today, and then 6:51, the sunset on the first day of when daylight saving time begins. That's on March 10th, so just over a month away until we have sunsets close to 7 p.m. 60 degrees today, 56 tomorrow. Not a care in the world weather-wise when it comes to any incoming rain until Thursday night into Friday. Then the game changes. Scattered showers on and off throughout Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into next week. We'll take a look at that on Future Track and then kind of work you through a few more things happening earlier in the week when it comes to those cold nights. Right now, we're going to get you back on the road with Steer Clear Traffic. Justin.
Steer Clear traffic for you this morning. This is going to be I-40 at Fessler's Lane on that drive in from the east side this morning. As you can see, traffic is moving along. We're doing okay as you make that drive in from the east side, anywhere from Dallas and Hermitage, the Antioch area. Things are slow, but this is typical for this time of the day. Nothing out of the deep ordinary. Here we are on the drive coming in from the other side. This is going to be I-24 at Ellington Parkway there. A bit of a slowdown as you approach downtown Nashville, but again, this is just congestion. No big accidents out there that we've been able to find. We'll continue to watch it for you with Steer Clear Traffic live through 9.
Justin, thank you. We have continuing coverage this morning on the crisis at the border, but the impacts here at home. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is going to give his State of the State address tonight from Nashville. He was in Texas over the weekend visiting the southern border.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse is joining us live at the Capitol with more updates, including what we're going to see action-wise happening in a couple of days.
That's right, Erica and Jen. So the State of the State address that Governor Bill Lee is holding is here at the Capitol tonight. Now, he let the Texas Governor Greg Abbott know over the weekend when he spent his time in Eagle Pass that he's ready to send off 2 waves of Tennessee National Guard troops if that is needed at the Texas U.S.-Mexico border. Now, the letter that we've been talking about made its way to the city of Franklin, letting cities know nearly 600 immigrants made some areas their intended destination. Senators Bill Hagerty and Senator Blackburn sent a letter to DHS saying, in part, this is not surprising given the catch and release policy. Tennesseans, quote, should not have to bear the brunt of your failure to secure our border. Mayor Freddie O'Connell says he is not sure if Nashville got word from DHS.
One of our priorities as a city is to ensure that we are taking care of one another, and so we are looking at ensuring that we have the capacity. We use some of our American Rescue Plan funding to provide immigration legal services.
All of this comes as legislators on Capitol Hill say that they've come to an agreement on a bipartisan border deal over the weekend, although nothing has been voted on yet. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your code red station.
It's been an incredible relief to see him where he is now, knowing the concern that we had about whether he was going to live early on.
A snow day that turned into a tragic accident and a 3-week-long recovery. But a little boy, just 10 years old, is now back home. We're going to tell you how his family and friends rolled out the welcome mat.
If you're happy and you know it, shout it out. Hiller!
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Just as a quick reminder for you here, Tennessee's Secretary of State wants you to know that you have to get registered to vote by today in order to vote for the March 5th primary.
Yeah, you can check out a sample ballot and all the requirements. It's on our website, fox17.com, under Fox Links. A 10-year-old boy is back at home this morning after a serious sledding accident that took place in Franklin.
Yeah, Colson Harris fractured his skull last month, and it was real touch and go for several days after that accident. But now, nearly 3 weeks later, and Colson has gone back home. And boy, when he came back home, he was surrounded by a lot of encouragement.
All of the neighborhood has really rallied around his recovery and been really praying desperately for him to get better.
Well, family and friends have set up a GoFundMe account to try and pay for his medical expenses, as his recovery will likely continue on for several months. Now, you can find a link to that GoFundMe account on our website at fox17.com.
It's 8:43 right now. I want to wish happy National Weather Person's Day to our morning meteorologist, Greg Bobus.
Oh, well, thank you so much, guys. And there's a couple little treats over here we can all share when this is over, too.
Oh, boy.
So
Did you say treat?
Treat? A little bit. You want a treat? We have our dog of the day here. We have James, who sent this in from Donaldson, just getting out on the water. Temperatures are going to be great all day long for any kind of outdoor activity you've got planned. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll look ahead to the end of the week, a look at Future Track, and I'm bringing in our next weather maker.
Quick look at steer clear traffic for you this morning. This is going to be on the north side, 65 at Trinity Lane. As you can see, traffic getting by, even though things are congested. You can try to take Ellington Parkway. It's the best way to steer clear.
One Nashville bar helping another. We'll tell you how you can also pitch in to help out.
Plus, we'll tell you about Representative Andy Ogles down there.
Home Goods, go finding.
We are getting right to breaking news because we are getting a preview of Governor Bill Lee's State of the State address that's happening tonight. And some of the key topics that he plans to address do include prioritizing economic investment in rural counties, continuing Tennessee's economic growth, protecting Tennessee musicians, and also expanding school choice for families. By the way, tonight's State of the State address does begin at 6 p.m. Of course, Fox 17 News, we're going to be there and bring you more updates on Fox 17 News at 9 and tomorrow morning throughout our newscasts on Tuesday.
All right, let's talk sports. Titans running back Derrick Henry doesn't seem to be in a hurry when it comes to his free agency plans. And in the meantime, the King went to the Pro Bowl and have a little bit of fun for that. Let's take a look at the highlights. Derrick Henry making his 4th Pro Bowl appearance over the weekend, and the only one to represent the two-tone float this year. Henry participated in the dodgeball competition and then went there to the field for the championship game, which is what we're looking at. The NFC ended up winning, and not just the game, but they won the weekend. Henry spoke with Titans team reporter Jim Wyatt about his future and noted it's still very much up in the air.
You know, gotta see what happens. I've been a Tennessee Titan my whole career. I love Tennessee. That's all I've known. I love the fans, and I'm first time being a free agent, so you gotta see what happens.
All right, so I guess mum's the word. We're going to have to see what happens. But as soon as we get word, we'll bring it to you here live through 9. Hey, check this out. The NHL had its All-Star weekend in Ontario, where Pred star Philip Forsberg represented Smashville in the All-Star game.
Well, he was chosen by Maple Leaf star and All-Star captain Austin Matthews and played on his team with a handful of other Maple Leafs teammates.
So we had Team Matthews taking on Team Hughes. This is a 3-on-3 semifinal, and Forsberg is going to get right to work. The Pred star jamming one in front of the net, able to give Team Matthews a 4-3 lead.
Forsberg team would advance to the championship game for a winner-take-all $1 million prize. Guess what? Forsberg was just getting warmed up. He would score another goal to extend the lead 5-3, would finish with 3 goals on the day.
Forsberg and Team Matthews would go on to win it 7-4 and get a share of that $1 million prize.
It was awesome. I had so much fun out there. Sitting on the bench chatting with those guys. It's just a phenomenal group of people, and it's obviously winning is the cherry on top. But like I said, the whole atmosphere on the bench, whole experience itself has been great.
I'd say $1 million prize is certainly a cherry on top. By the way, the Preds taking on the Arizona Coyotes February 10th. That game back here, it's going to be at Bridgestone Arena.
Let's check the forecast now with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bowman. Say, Greg.
Hey, taking a look at the forecast here. We are rain-free for today and the next couple of days, which is really good if you want to get outside. The weekend could not have been more spectacular, especially on Saturday. But taking a look forward, we need the rain. We're in a bit of a drought here. We have been since August. We got a little bit of relief from that with the rain we had. And all the snow we had, all the snowpack in January. But now we could use a little more rain. The kind that we're going to get later in the week is going to be helpful, but it takes us a few days to get there. No umbrella today, sunglasses today and tomorrow. Our drought conditions, they have improved. It's not as bad as it was a few weeks ago, but there are still some areas in our southwesternmost communities especially that are in the tans and especially the oranges and reds where we need to pick up some more rainfall. We're getting into the growing season here. We could really use some extra rain, and we're going to get a little bit of it here late in the week. No code red weather. It's definitely going to be on a all clear side of the scale here for this week. Jogging forecast. Maybe you want to get outside, get some fresh air, get a little exercise in. 55 degrees at 11 o'clock. Eventually 60s later on this afternoon. Breeze out of the north. It'll cool you back just a little bit, but if you are outside, running and trying to get the heartbeat up, it might actually be helpful for you when it comes to staying comfortable. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Next chance for rain, but none of that happening right now. Taking a look. This is how you're going to be all day long. Blue sky and temperatures up near 60. 56 degrees tomorrow, 62 on Wednesday, 61 on Thursday. If you're making plans for the weekend, vigilantly just stay on top of the forecast with us here. We're going to work you through that weather maker day by day as we get more information and more confidence in the timing and how much rain we'll see.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 at 2nd Avenue here on the south side of town. We had that earlier crash there several hours ago. We had that flipped over car. Glad to see they have moved all of that out of the way, and you're good to go there on the South Loop so far this morning. No big problems there for you. Here's a look down I-24 as you make that way near Haywood Lane. Overall, looking really nice there on that drive. Your overall drive times also looking good. 34 minutes in from Mount Juliet right now, about an hour in from Murfreesboro, 36 minutes in from Hendersonville, about where we should be as we end our coverage here on this Monday morning.
Want to let you know about something happening tonight, though, a special benefit to help the employees of an East Nashville bar damaged in a fire. Firefighters got the call out last Saturday to Rosemary and Queen. That is a bar in East Nashville. You can see 11th and Forest. It is right here at that intersection. We understand that while the building is not a total loss, it does have a lot of damage. So we've got another bar in East Nashville stepping up to help out. Pearl Diver is having a benefit to help the employees of Rosemary and Beauty Queen as they're still out of work and likely could be for the foreseeable future. Tonight's event features all kinds of specials and DJs, runs from 7 to 11 p.m.
You can score big with the Big Game Trivia. Grab your phone to scan this QR code for your chance to win the $100 Visa gift card. Register to play the Big Game Trivia contest and put your football knowledge to the test. You could win a $100 prepaid debit card or even enter for the chance to win a $5,000 weekly prize. All right, best of luck. Go to fox17.com/contest for all the info.
At 8:52 right now, Senate negotiators have...
We're tracking the next weather pattern so you can be ready.
So you can be prepared in advance.
Fox 17 News, Code Red Weather, alerts,
empowers,
protects.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning, 8:55 right now, and Senate negotiators unveiling their bipartisan
All right, Representative Andy Ogles.
I wanted to make sure that if we're going to have someone pay that kind of price for a crime, that we ought to
time. You've got today, you have tomorrow, you have Wednesday, all 3 days, close to 60 degrees.